Sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello, good morning, and welcome into the Ben Bosscher Show. Glad to be back here on a Thursday morning in the Great Lakes Bay region. Shout out to everyone watching on the YouTube channel as well. That subscriber count keeps going up. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Go ahead and tell a friend about it. Make sure they hit that subscribe button too. Welcome into what is potentially the worst sports day of the entire year. I didn't necessarily believe that at the beginning when I first thought of it. I was like, there's no way. But think about it. No baseball on today. No football on today. No basketball on today, including the WNBA. Maybe there's summer league games. Kind of done with summer league. There's no hockey. There's no anything. We've got golf on right now, but that's going to end at about 3 p.m. There's not a whole lot going on in the sports world, but you know what? That's not going to stop us from talking Detroit Lions, from talking college football for the next 3 hours. I'm excited. Kyle and I just did a little history lesson for ourselves on what the difference between Ireland and Northern Ireland are. I feel very educated this morning on the geography and history of where the championship is being played, the Open Championship. Now I'm ready to go. I'm ready to start my day fresh. You know, Kyle? Picking up what I'm laying down?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. It's always good to learn a little bit on a Thursday morning.
Yeah.
You know, especially when there's not a lot of sports going on.
Northern Ireland, totally different. Two completely different entities, you know? All right. Now everyone else listening is probably like, how did these guys not already know that? Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, we had to, do a little self-learning on this Thursday morning. All right, without further ado, let's jump into the show. So I had this thought yesterday as I was walking around the city of Midland, AirPods in, listening to some podcast, walking around. Some crazy thoughts tend to enter your mind. And one of the thoughts that entered my mind was, wait. The Lions have never had a contract holdout situation. Not once. And part of me is starting to worry that they might be running into their first contract dispute with training camp starting this week. They've been able to avoid it here for the most part. Taylor Decker's gotten his contract. Aleem McNeil's gotten his contract. The three studs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell, Jared Goff all got their contract. There was no hesitation. But with Alex Anzalone, he's kind of already made public comments about, I want a new contract. And I think I have made it clear on this show, I don't think he's getting one. Try to find the money for it. Right? Alex Anzalone, one of the more underpaid players, not only on the Lions, with a $6 million salary this season and last season, but really one of the more underrated players and underpaid players across the league. Let's say he wanted to be a top 10 paid linebacker in the league. Well, Dre Greenlaw just got paid $10 million this season, 10.5 to be exact. And he is the 11th highest paid linebacker in the NFL. Denver picked him up this offseason. So if Anzalone wants to be a top 10 paid linebacker, which I'm going to assume he does, it's going to cost upwards of $10, $11 million per season. He's earned that. But here's the problem. Want to hear something really scary? Start thinking about next year's offseason. Because you have Sam Laporta, who's most likely set to become one of the three highest paid tight ends in the NFL. $20 million a season. That's what the projection should look like. You have Brian Branch, who's looking to become one of the three highest paid safeties in the NFL. Kirby Joseph, already number one, by the way. And I think consensus is Brian Branch is just a better player than Kirby Joseph, even though Kirby Joseph ends up with all the interceptions. I think, without doubt, I would take Brian Branch over Kirby Joseph. I think the consensus across the league would also be that. So you have Brian Branch, who's set to probably become a top 3 highest paid player. This is all next offseason, by the way. You also have Jamison Williams, who, man, that's an entire different conversation that we can get into, whether or not he's going to get a contract extension. But let's just, for the sake of it, throw some numbers out there. Diggs, Stephon, is making $21 million per season, and he's the 20th highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. I'd take Jamison Williams over Stephon Diggs right now. Brandon Ayuk's the 8th highest paid receiver in the NFL. He's making $30 million a season. Jalen Waddle, the 10th highest paid receiver in the NFL, $28 million a season. So, ballpark estimate, very wide range. Let's say J-Mo's making somewhere between $20 to $30 million if he hits the open market. Brian Branch, Laporta, Jamison Williams, all set to likely become $20 million per year players next offseason. Lot of checks that they have to hand out. You know who we haven't mentioned, who could get a contract extension tomorrow, is Aiden Hutchinson, also set to be a $20 million per year player. The Lions are suddenly at the, I want to be careful with how I word this because I don't believe it's, hey, this year or bust, Super Bowl or bust, but there is an element to that this year. Let's just be honest with ourselves. I think the Lions are a well-run organization to the point where they are just going to find sustained success. They draft well enough to be one of the premier NFL organizations for the next decade. I guess projecting a decade out is always pretty tough, but for the sake of it, I do think that this is a healthy organization to the point where they're never going to suck, right? This is going to be a well-run, above 500 team for a long time. I compare it to the way that San Francisco has sustained success. They've had some down years, including last season, but even through 2 different sets of quarterbacks and really two different phases of players, they've had 2 different Super Bowl runs. At least they've gotten to the big game and lost at the hands of Mahomes twice. That's kind of the avenue I think the Lions are going to go down. And you look at with how much money everyone is due over the next 12 months, Anzalone, Hutchinson, Laporta, Brian Branch, J-Mo, you're going to have to start picking and choosing. Not to mention, you've already paid and made top 5 players across their position, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Penei Sewell. Not that I regret any of those decisions. Derek Barnes also getting paid. You've already dished out so much money. You've got a ton of money to still hand out. And with Anzalone potentially, not saying it's happening, not saying it's not happening, but potentially holding out for the first time and kind of going toe-to-toe with Brad Holmes, I'm wondering if this is the last year of the first window for the Lions. Again, I don't think, hey, Super Bowl or bust, they're never going to get another chance. But this is going to be the best chance the Lions get here for a few years. Because then you have to start picking and choosing. This is the last year with this group before you really start to lose out on some players. I think Alex Anzalone is the first guy to get the short end of the straw, or get the short straw, short end of the stick. But if Alex Anzalone kind of sees this coming, and it's like, to hell with this, you're giving me a new contract or I'm not playing with the Lions, then the Lions are suddenly in a very tricky situation. Because what happened last year when Alex Anzalone was out from week 12 to week 17? Granted, a ton of other injuries, but Anzalone, the straw that broke the camel's back. They were 31st in DVOA defense. They were 28th in EPA per play. This team fell apart without Anzalone, who I don't think is the superstar of this defense by any stretch of the imagination, but is in fact the glue piece that holds everyone together at that will linebacker spot. He might sniff this out, him and his agent, and go to Brad Holmes and say, no, man, we saw Derek Barnes get an extension. We saw Taylor Decker get an extension. We saw Aleem McNeil get an extension. I've earned it just as much, if not more, than some of those guys. And you know what? I wouldn't blame them for doing that because they're right about it. But you look around the situation, you look around who else is due for a paycheck within the next 12 months, I don't see a feasible way to pay Alex Anzalone. Now, they can get really creative the same way they did with the Kirby Joseph contract, where they're voiding this money 3 years after the contract actually ends. They get paid way more money than I do in general, and they're way more geniuses when it comes to managing that salary cap than I am. So there is some tricky stuff that they can figure out, loopholes within this salary cap. But at the end of the day, I just don't believe it's fundamentally possible to pay Anzalone, Aiden Hutchinson, Jamison Williams, Brian Branch, Sam Laporta, in addition to already playing St. Brown, Sewell, Goff, Taylor Decker, McNeil, Kirby Joseph, Derek Barnes. It's just a lot of money. Training camp has begun. The rookies reported there yesterday. All the veterans will be there by Saturday at the latest. Most of them are already there, I believe. Is this the final season with this core for the Lions? I don't think it's Super Bowl or bust. I'm making that very clear. Well-run organization, great GM, great coach, great culture. They will have sustained success. But is this the last year with this group? Is this the best chance the Lions will have to win a Super Bowl for the next couple of seasons? I think the answer is yes. And honestly, you can make the argument 2023 was their best chance to win the Super Bowl. When you were right there. You saw the Super Bowl. You were looking right at it. A trip to it on the line. Fall apart in the second half versus San Fran. Last year, you go 15-2. You looked like the world beaters for the first 5 weeks of the season. Injuries destroy the season. This is the last year with this group. Because there's a difference between adding talent in the draft every year like Brad Holmes has done for the last 4 seasons and replacing talent. Because what's going to become more difficult with later draft picks, into the first round, is replacing the talent that you've already brought in. I have no doubt that Brad Holmes can draft well. But replacing the guys that he's already drafted and developed, that's where it becomes a little bit tricky. And these are all good problems to have. It's signs of a good, healthy organization. Signs of a team that drafted really well and developed really well. But these are going to become problems nonetheless. 2025. I think it's the last year the Lions have with this group of players before they start losing out on guys. Do you think it's the last? Do you think it's the best opportunity the Lions will have to win a Super Bowl? 989-837-6125. Training camp starts this week. I think it's the last time that the Lions are really going to have all their guys together. This is going to be the last year before they start losing out on some guys. And hey, maybe they're already going to start ruffling some feathers. Because again, I'm waiting to see if Alex Anzalone shows up on Saturday. If you'd ask me, hey, what's your biggest concern? What's your biggest question heading into camp? Is Alex Anzalone going to be there? Would be my answer for you. He deserves a new contract the way he's played, the way he's held this defense together. But I don't know where Brad Holmes is getting the money to pay him, especially when you look at who else needs to be paid. He just wouldn't be high enough on the totem pole for me in terms of priority to get a new contract for me to be able to pay him. But if he wants to blackball the Lions and Brad Holmes, he has every right to do so, and I think it caused some big concerns within this Detroit Lions organization. If he says, I'm not playing unless you give me a new contract, everyone else already got one, the Lions' backs are kind of against the wall because last year without Alex Anzalone kind of showed that the Lions need Anzalone out there. And you know why else it sucks? Malcolm Rodriguez, still recovering from the ACL injury, going to be out for the first half of the season. They might not have another choice but to pay him. Then what happens? Does that mean no JMO extension? Brian Branch, Laporta? How are we organizing and prioritizing these guys? It's good problems to have, but it's a problem nonetheless. 989-837-6125. It's the Ben Bosscher Show, live on 100.9 The Mitt. Hey, the reason we were off yesterday, I just want to be clear with the people out there. I'm always trying to be transparent, never trying to be fake. Monday, Tuesday, little golf outing for everybody. Tuesday, a little after party. Had some fun. Wednesday, you wake up kind of anticipated, having a little bit of a headache if you're picking up when I'm laying down. Didn't. I was fine. I woke up at like 7:30 and felt like, I probably could have done a show, but already kind of planned on the day off. Go to community center, go play some hoops. Legs are kind of sore. But the golf was fun, man. Golf was good. A lot of highs, a lot of lows. More lows than high, if you're asking me. And
but golf is always a high,
Golf, that's right. Golf is always a high, especially when you tee up at Sandy Ridge, Midland's hidden gem, where every round feels like a little bit of a getaway. Now featuring a brand new clubhouse, part lounge, part hangout, and all class. Perfect for cooling down or talking smack after 18. Smooth greens, scenic fairways, and enough birdies to make all of your buddies jealous. Whether you're a weekend warrior or just there for the vibes, Sandy Ridge brings the game and the chill. Book a tee time, plan your outing, or just stop by and pretend you know how to read a green. That is Sandy Ridge Golf Course, the hidden gem that's way too good of a secret to stay hidden. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Hey, did you guys catch anything yet?
Not a thing.
Ah, bummer, neither have we. I'm actually just about to head into town. I'm going to go into Higher Standards Automotive. They got this award-winning service department with amazing technicians and this large parts department in case I want to fix it myself. They got the part there.
Whatever.
No, I'm serious, man. It's out there.
Yeah, just like when you tried to convince me Bigfoot was real.
Ray?
Bigfoot's behind me, isn't he?
Yeah, we got it. Run! Get out!
Ah!
Stop into Higher Standards Automotive, North Eastman Road in Midland, right past the mall.
Hi, this is Jim Mahoney with Link Technologies. If you are a business or a nonprofit organization wondering how to navigate today's technologies landscape, let Link Technologies' talented staff work with you to develop a technology plan custom to your specific needs. We bring 27 years of experience helping businesses and nonprofit organizations just like yours achieve their technology goals. Contact us today and see how the right balance between cloud and on-premise resources can best work for you.
For 100 years, Forward Energy has been more than just a home heat and fuel provider. We've been a part of your community, and you've been a part of our family through every storm, every season, and every moment. We've been right here, keeping you warm and safe. As your hometown energy provider, we deliver more than just propane. We deliver peace of mind with reliable service, quality you can count on, and a commitment to always being there when you need us most. Forward Energy, 100 years strong, fueled by family, powered by community.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com.
At the Great Lakes Loons, our commitment to community goes beyond the ballpark. Through the Volunteer program, Loon staff and even players roll up their sleeves to serve the Great Lakes Bay region. From packing food boxes to reading in classrooms and even cleaning up local camps and parks, it's hands-on work that helps build a stronger, more connected community. Volunteer isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Because being part of this region means showing up when it counts. The Great Lakes Loons, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 2007.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Loons.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
989-837-6125. Is this the last chance the Lions are going to have to really go all in and be Super Bowl contenders? Because you're already seeing them starting to lose out on some guys. Like Carlton Davis, you got to let walk, even though they replace him with DJ Reed. Brad Holmes' by far biggest free agent acquisition in the offseason so far in his tenure with the Lions. But, hey, you're going to have to start picking and choosing soon. Brian Branch, Laporta, J-Mo, Hutch, Alex Anzalone all need new money. How are you prioritizing these players? Because I'm telling you, you can't get all 5 of those guys back. You just can't do it. And then the next season, it's Gibbs. You have all these other... It's going to be real difficult here going forward. This whole Alex Anzalone situation, I do think is a little bit... It's flying under the radar in a way where it probably shouldn't. And 4 days from now, like Monday, maybe we are leading the show with Alex Anzalone isn't at camp because he's demanding a new contract. That would be very problematic. Do you share the same fear with me, Kyle? Because yesterday I started thinking about it, and I was, just running through topic ideas in my head. And I read a piece about Sam Laporta's new contract, and I was like, oh my God, this is horrifying. Just basically comparing what Trey McBride and Kittle got this offseason to what Laporta could get next year. And I started to get scared, and I was like, all right, who are some of the other free agents? And then I was reminded, oh my God, Alex Anzalone has like publicly already said he wanted a new contract. And it got the brain turning a little bit of what if this is the first time the Lions run into give me a new money or I'm not playing or I'm not showing up to camp. Because as long as Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have been here, the Lions have been able to avoid any sort of contract disputes. They've got out ahead of the curve and paid their guys early. And we've talked about that with Hutchinson, why it's such of importance to do that with Hutchinson and beat TJ Watt and Micah Parsons in the market, like get that contract done first. But with Alex Anzalone, it's too late. And I don't know how they pay him anyway. But if he wants to sit there and blackball the Lions and say, give me a new contract or I'm not coming to camp, they might not have a choice but to give him a new contract.
It feels like the first domino to fall in something that the Lions fans have been waiting to happen for a few years. When you draft so well, it eventually becomes an issue. And like you said, it's a good problem. You'd rather have this problem than not having good payers to play and you're overpaying guys that aren't worth it. But this is something that we talked about a few years ago, right? Like, oh man, you kick it down the road when that Jared Goff new extension kicks in, stuff's going to get scary. Well, that Jared Goff extension kicks in after this year, as well as the St. Brown and Sewell deals.
And Hutchinson.
Yes. So when we talk about this being the end of this current window, like you said, I don't agree that like it's Super Bowl or bust, but it essentially is, right?
I would like them to treat it like that.
This is the best year for them to win the Super Bowl from a cap perspective. And obviously that cap reflects onto who they can and can't keep. You start looking at who they have to pay after this, and it's just like, at some point, enough is enough. Like, they legit aren't going to be able to. You felt that way about Kirby and Aleem McNeil, like, are they really going to be able to pay those guys? They did. They found a way. At some point, you can't find a way. And I think with this current Alex Anzalone stuff, it's, for the first time, starting to show that they can't find a way to pay everyone.
There's been multiple examples just in the NFC over the past decade of you can have sustained success through different groups, different phases.
The Eagles have done it. Won a Super Bowl in 2 different phases.
Hell, Eagles, Rams, 49ers have all had multiple Super Bowl appearances with different phases of really roster construction
different
in
QBs,
general.
yeah.
Different quarterbacks, yeah. And I'm not saying like I think Jared Goff is here for the long run, at least for the immediate and short-term future, you know? There's no talk of moving on from that anytime soon. So, again, like, I do think the Lions draft well enough and have a healthy enough organization, well-run staff, to be able to have the sustained success. But they're going to have to do it with some new players if they can't get it done this year. This is the last year with this core of all the players that we've fallen in love with over Brad Holmes' tenure. Brian Branch, going all the way back to Sewell, Hutchinson, like all these guys that we talk about over and over that have been huge parts of this team. You can't have all of them after this season. You're going to have to start picking and choosing. And Alex Anzalone, like you said, could be the very first domino to fall. Unless he just says, I see right through this, I see it coming, give me a new contract or I'm not playing. Then I don't know what happens. Because with no Rodriguez, that's a problem. We saw how problematic the defense was without Alex Anzalone for 6 games last year. They were a disaster, and the Lions have a ton of depth at the linebacker position, but no one that can replace Alex Anzalone. Because then suddenly you're talking about like, hey, I know we all love Trevor Nowatzki, Saginaw Valley guy, but that's not someone you should be asking to play, never leave the field, right?
Right. Well, and I think this is different coming from Anzalone as well. Obviously, the Lions have a culture and all the players fit into it. But Anzalone's been here nearly the longest at this point with Frank Ragnow leaving. Like, he's been here through the bad years. And he's improved.
Decker's the only Lion?
Yes.
Yeah. I think he's the only guy that's been here longer.
I think he's the only one.
And Sewell, I guess.
Right. But Anzalone's been the leader of this defense for years. So for him to be the first guy that not only wants a new deal, but potentially could be holding out, like if he doesn't play, it's a lot different than them just saying, hey, man, we're not going to extend you. we'd love to boost you for money for this final season while we have the cap, but we're not going to be able to give you a long-term deal. And he still plays. That wouldn't be the end of the world. But the fact that he's willing to sit out to get this done.
We don't know that for sure.
But it's in play.
It is in play. Like the comments he made last month made me think, oh, there could be a strange situation coming up here. Let's call our shots now then. Veterans have until Saturday to report. Based on some of the clips they're putting out on socials, feels like a lot of them are already there. On Monday, are we talking about Alex Anzalone not being at camp?
Give me yours first. Because
If it's yes or
I'll give
no,
you mine first.
Okay.
I lean, no, we're not talking about it. He's there.
I would agree.
But
I wouldn't say it with confidence.
Right. Because a month or so ago, when this Frank Ragnow stuff was happening, they asked Brad Holmes about this, and he said he had no concern about both Frank Ragnow and Alex Anzalone contract issues. Now, obviously, completely different situations. Ragnow's was never a contract issue, and maybe this isn't an issue. Maybe this is just taking until the last minute to get done. So I would lean no, just based off how this front office has operated, but like you said, it wouldn't shock me.
Do you think they regret the Taylor Decker? Okay, wait. Let me before I answer that, let me answer my own question first.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean no. We're not talking about that on Monday, simply because we haven't had to do it yet. And maybe that's not a good enough reason. Maybe I just have too much faith in the Lions culture. Like Alex Anzalone's not going to do that to the Lions. But if you're asking me my prediction, it would be no. If you're asking me, would you be surprised if it happened? The answer is also no, right? Like if we're leading the show with that on Monday, I'm not going to be surprised at all. He deserves, like, if I was his agent, I would be telling him, no, we're not going to camp. You've earned this contract. Look at what was around you when you showed up here in 2021. A bunch of garbage.
And how he was viewed too.
I wanted him gone.
I think everyone did.
Because there was no talent around him. So, of course, the middle linebacker is going to get exposed when there's no talent around him. Now that there's talent around him, we see how useful an Alex Anzalone could be. If I was his agent, I'd be like, hell no. Derek Barnes is getting extended. Taylor Decker is getting extended, but you're not? Absolutely not. We're not showing up to camp. That's what I'd be telling him if I was the agent. And I think, we kind of sniffed this out right when the season ended. We have a reel out there right now. I remember doing a show on the payoff that was like, yeah, I don't envision Alex Anzalone as a long-term guy. If we were able to see that, I don't know why we wouldn't expect Alex Anzalone to see that. And if they're seeing this, well, maybe they're the first group to kind of look at Brad Holmes and say, what are you going to do about it? You're going to pay me. This is also the first time that Brad Holmes has kind of had to make a decision of, we're just going to let a guy walk. Like that hasn't happened yet.
No. This is new territory for this front office. And I'm interested to see how they operate in it, because they don't have a ton of options. I mean, they obviously want to bring him back, but at some point, you just can't.
989-837-6125. Anzalone, long-term piece to this Lions defense or not? We'll hit the Mitt messages when we come back. You got the YouTube chat as well. Good morning to everyone listening on that end and on the FM stream. I guess that's not a stream. That's just live broadcasting, old school. All right, we'll get to some Mitt messages and more when we come back. Hit the news as well. It's the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Great Lakes Loons are coming off 9 consecutive games at home, a homestand against the Whitecaps and the Lugnuts. Took 2 of 3 from West Michigan 2 weeks ago. Lansing took 4 of 6 from the Loons this past week, but still some great offensive performances, including Cameron Decker, who had 5 hits on the week, including 2 homers, 1 on Tuesday and 1 on Sunday. The lone Loons run on Sunday afternoon.
35-19.
As Decker swings, puts it in the air to deep left. Does he have another this week? Oh, yeah! Decker, dinger in the 9th. Loons on the board, avoid getting shut out. It's the All-Star break, so the Loons won't be in action until Friday. They're out in Dayton, Ohio to take on the Dragons. First pitch, 7:05 on the Mitt.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brandon Scott at Scott Family Dental in Midland. As someone who was born and raised here, I would like to introduce myself by offering my services as your family dental provider. At Scott Family Dental, our mission is to provide excellent and personalized care using the latest technologies and best practices. Our highly trained and personable staff ensure you will feel comfortable along the way.
Dr. Scott is accepting new patients at 2509 West Wackerly Street next to the US 10 on-ramp. Scott Family Dental, let's bring out your best smile together.
Greater Midland is bringing the heat this summer. Hit the pavement for Run the River on August 1st, Midland's scenic summer run along the Tridge. Then, cheer on the hometown heroes at the Loons Pennant Race Night, August 8th at Dow Diamond. Rally your crew July 11th through 13th for the sizzling Pig and Pit Pickleball Tournament at the Tennis Center. And don't miss the pros at the APP Great Lakes Open, August 13th through 17th. World-class pickleball right here in Midland. Get in the game at greatermidland.org, where summer plays big.
Get ready, Michigan. Field of Frames Fest presented by Dow is taking over Dow Diamond September 26th through 28th. It's the ultimate celebration of gaming, esports, and community, bringing together fans, families, players, and industry pros for a 3-day festival like no other. Watch elite teams battle in high-stakes competition, the Valorant Collegiate Invitational and Rocket League Semi-Pro Showdown, each with $10,000 prize pools, a $5,000 Super Smash Bros. Open Tournament, and a 17U Fortnite Youth Tournament with $1,000 up for grabs. There's live music, entertainment, and activities for all ages, plus educational panels and hands-on workshops for those interested in tech, business, and gaming industries. Tickets start at just $25, and kids 10 and under get in free. Don't miss your chance to be part of a landmark event. Visit fieldofFramesFest.com to grab your tickets today. Field of Frames. Experience the element of gaming.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Michigan.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
989-837-6125. Let's get to a couple messages real quick, and then we'll hit the news. Regarding the Alex Anzalone situation, fellas, honestly, we didn't mainly struggle because of Anzalone being hurt. Hutch, Barnes, Davenport, Anzalone, and a slew of injuries. I believe Brad will let Anzalone go and will win without him.
Yeah, I mean, fair. The whole defense was banged up.
Yeah, he was the straw that broke he kind of held everything together for a long time. They were still an above-average performing defense, even without Hutchinson and Barnes and Davenport. And then once Alex Anzalone went down, it was like, oh, God, this is bad. So you got Quan Alexander out there running around trying to guard linebackers, and Josh Allen's just like, who is this? Is this 2017 again? And it didn't work out too well for the Lions over that stretch. One of the worst defenses in the league once Anzalone was hurt. But he's still a glue guy that holds this entire defense together. This is Darren texting in. Actually, that's about the Tigers. I'm gonna pause on that one. We'll come back to that one maybe later. Another one coming in from a 989 number, unnamed number. Send in your names. I want to give you guys shout-outs that you deserve. Do you think they will let Laporta walk next year, as they did with Hawkinson in the past, and look to the draft to fulfill the tight end need? No. I would be pretty upset if they just walked out on Laporta. I feel like this is a franchise tight end that any team would be stupid to let walk. Like, Hawkinson was good.
And the Lions were just in a different spot, too.
Yeah, that was a situation
they
where
were in no position to pay Hawkinson.
and they got a great, that's a win-win for both parties to me.
Yes.
The
Got a
Vikings
second
are
for
glad
him.
they got Hawkinson in the mix and put together one of the best groups of weapons in the NFL. And the Lions got a second-round pick that they traded back and turned into Branch and Laporta, I believe. I always have a hard time.
Yeah, there's a lot of trades involved with
A
that.
lot of moves that ended up. I think he ended up with both of them through those picks, though, if I'm correct. But I don't know. Laporta's, to me, generational's not probably a stretch. It probably is a stretch, but he's more than just a really good tight end like Hawkinson was. Laporta, to me, if he's in an offense without J-Mo, without St. Brown, without two awesome running backs, he's unanimously a top 3 tight end across the league. And he already kind of is viewed in that group anyway. I'd be pretty shocked if they ever moved on from Laporta. Right? You disagree?
Yeah, but it just depends, man. They just have so many guys to pay. If it comes down to him or Brian Branch, let's say they do give Anzalone a new deal because they fear they need him for this year. What if they can only pay one of Branch or Laporta?
Then you're getting into what are we doing with Jameson Williams? Because you have to keep either J-Mo or Laporta. You can't lose both of those guys.
Of course. It's tough, dude. It's a conversation that Lions fans and just NFL people in general have been kind of scared to have for a while. And it's starting to come into fruition with this Anzalone stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. 989-837-6125. You guys can keep texting in. Mitt messages open until noon. All right, let's get to the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
All right, Kyle.
Oh, close. That was close.
I thought that was basically exact.
Basically. It's weird, though, because I have a little delay,
So for absolutely no sports going on right now other than the Open Championship, it does feel like in the last 24 hours we've got a lot of news in the sports world.
A lot of news, really?
Would you disagree?
This is a slower news day.
So far this morning, yes, but yesterday I feel like we got a lot of stuff.
Right. All right, let's start off NFL news. Von Miller signing with the Washington Commanders on a one-year deal. I know his name was tossed around for some potential Lions stuff if they missed out on bringing Zadarius Smith back. But he's going to the team that knocked the Lions out of the playoffs last year, the Commanders.
Yeah. Obviously Von Miller's not the same guy he once was. I don't know, would you say...
Not the Super Bowl MVP of past.
Yeah, not the Super Bowl MVP of past. 3-time first-team All-Pro. Would you say amongst, just career-wise, one of the 5 best careers active in the NFL right now? I think that's not really a hot take, right? Mahomes, and then Von Miller's got to be, right behind that. So...
Probably.
He's not really the same player he once was, but still had a productive few seasons in Buffalo. Not playing as much. He's not someone you want out there every single snap anymore at age 35 this year, but he still had 6 sacks last season. You can put him on their situation.
Right. Remember that huge deal he signed with Buffalo, too, off of the...
Enormous.
Going with the Rams?
It's
crazy.
It's a good pickup for Washington if they know what they're getting for him. I haven't seen the money, the guaranteed on it. It's a one-year deal, so I can't imagine it's that much, and that's probably what Von Miller's just going to be for the rest of his career, these one-year deals, if he even plays anything further than this year. But it's a good pickup nonetheless, if you're not expecting him to be a stud every day.
Had some help for sure. More NFL news. We got some second-round pick. Weird stuff going on in the last couple weeks.
Weird.
But the 49ers second-round pick, Alfred Collins, has signed a deal. His rookie deal is a 4-year, $10.3 million contract that has $9 million guaranteed. And it sounds like this contract is going to start off a ripple effect with second-round picks getting their deals done. This is over $2 million more guaranteed than the exact same draft slot in 2024. So,
yeah, again, if 29 guys now have remained unsigned in the second round, I don't blame the players. I don't blame the teams. There clearly is something wrong with the NFLPA here and the structure behind it. I was just thinking yesterday before I went to bed, what's a way to fix this? Because there's so much dispute in how much guaranteed money the second-round picks should get. Would a fifth-year option help? You're still guaranteed money in that 5th year?
It kind of takes away the purpose of the first-round pick, though. I've always liked that only the first-round picks have that opportunity.
Yeah, that's true. Something's got to be fixed with this, though. I don't know what it is,
I would agree.
but there's clearly a problem between the NFLPA and the NFL regarding these second-round contracts.
Yeah, definitely. Last NFL news, we were talking about him earlier. Jared Goff is now a dad. Him and his wife, Kristen, had their first kid on Tuesday. So shout out to Jared Goff. We're getting a little bit of a different Goff this year, maybe. Sometimes when people have their first kid, they kind of turn into a different beast.
When has that happened, Kyle?
Some people talk about that. It's mainly like an NBA thing. I'll see people talk about it. Never really seen it much in the NFL.
What's this baby's name? I read it earlier.
Oh, I did too.
Romy Isabel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Goffs. Are they married now? I think they are married now.
Yeah.
They recently got married too, so good for
Shotgun
them.
wedding situation?
Right. I don't know. All right, the ESPYs last night. Ben, did you watch the ESPYs?
Nope, don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care.
So you don't want me to tell you who won best male and female athlete?
Can I guess? I actually don't know.
You don't know?
I would imagine. No, Caitlin Clark won. No, Angel Reese
Best
won.
male athlete, best female athlete, and give me best team too. Those
Best
are three,
team's
main
got to be
awards.
OKC, right?
No.
Ugh. Best male athlete. SGA?
Yes, Shea did win best male athlete.
Best female athlete. I'm going to guess Caitlin Clark, but she's had a terrible season so far.
No,
Angel
she won
Reese.
best WNBA player.
Okay,
but did not win best female athlete.
So it's not a WNBA player, right?
No. Here's a hint. This is your favorite athlete.
It's Simone Biles, isn't it?
It is.
I'm going to throw up in my mouth.
It is Simone Biles.
Gross.
And she also won best championship performance for her time in the Olympics this year.
Well, at least she competed in the Olympics this year. That's good, at least.
I was hoping to get this Ben Simone Biles bit here.
It's not a bit. It's not a bit, okay? I can't get
big Simone Biles
I can't do
guy.
it today. I can't do it today. Best team. Huh. It's not the Eagles, is it? They didn't have a great
It's
regular.
the Eagles.
That's so stupid. Is it just the
they
Super
had
Bowl
a pretty good
champion?
regular season.
Well, they go 12-5.
I mean, they won the championship in the most popular sport.
So is it
kinda
just the
makes
Super
sense.
Bowl champion every year then?
I don't know.
It's
I don't
not like
watch
they
the ESPYs.
dominated.
I
from
would
start
actually be
to
interested
finish.
to know.
It should be OKC. What are we talking about? They were clearly the best team.
Yeah,
there
it
was the
probably should
widest
be.
gap between them and the second. I know they went to a game 7, but from start to finish, they were a dominant team.
Right.
This is why I don't
would
care
be
about the
interested
ESPYs
to know
at all.
how many people watch the ESPYs. Because I will say, it does happen at a pretty good time with nothing else to watch. But also, who cares? I thought some of the Shane Gillis stuff was funny, but I've just never liked the whole award show host has to be roasty the whole time, roasting people and making jokes. Why is it like that?
What
Why
else
is every
it
award
supposed to
show
be?
like that?
No, I think the ESPYs take it a step even further too than most award shows. They just bring someone up there to be ruthless.
They go crazy. Yeah.
I used to like it when I was younger. I remember Drake hosted one time, and I'll never forget the DeMar DeRozan joke. You know that one? DeMar. DeMar, I hear it. The less I like it.
The less I like it.
Yeah, hilarious.
That is funny.
But I don't know. Shane Gillis kind of was just doing his own stand-up there. Shane Gillis
They
is
did
funny.
a tush push skit though. Him and Drewski, really funny. It was like the origin of the tush push. Very good.
I didn't catch that. I'll have to catch it after the show.
But yeah, I'm out on the ESPYs.
I
Let
just
us
don't
know
care.
if you did watch it
If
last
there's
night.
a person in our jobs, I basically have to commit to watching something, whether it's the Tigers or Pistons. I'd say 90 to 95% of the nights throughout a calendar year. These rare nights, like yesterday, where there's nothing on, I'm not going to sit in front of the TV and watch an award show about all the sports that I watch. I'm just not going to do it. Got to go enjoy the nice summer days.
Yeah, I think that's fair. All right, NBA news. Bradley Beal has officially reached his buyout with the Phoenix Suns, and he's expected to sign a 2-year deal with the LA Clippers. They got the unction going on in LA, Ben. Harden, Beal, Kawhi.
Are you going to do it?
Brooke Lopez signed there.
Stop me when you've heard this before. Hey, Clippers, depth.
Yeah.
Clippers, his roster just
Clippers
makes
sneaky
sense.
champion this year?
Look at all these. Look at all the depth in the
I think
starting
I'm
five.
falling into the Clippers trap again. I
You're
do
an
it
idiot,
every
Kyle.
single year.
You're an idiot. James
Beal
Harden
is
is
still
still
a
the point
good
guard.
player.
Oh, come on.
Beal is still good. He was just making $50 million with a no-trade clause. That's the only reason why you think of him in a negative light. When he's on the mid-level, he's a pretty good mid-level player.
Beal is that one guy that's in your pairing in a golf scramble, or like you're doing a
Where are
golf
you
outing.
going with this?
And after 6 holes, he's just like, you know what? I'm kind of good. You know, I'm here for some good times. I'm gonna keep drinking, but I'm actually good on swinging the golf club. That's Beal in an NBA season. Any given night, he's just like, I'm getting paid. I don't really.
I disagree.
Care to be here,
but we'll see. We'll find out this year with the Clippers.
I'm not falling into the Clippers trap again.
Speaking of NBA, the expansion talk. It's still going on in the NBA, but nothing predetermined, Adam Silver says. They had the league meeting with the Board of Governors this past week and said it was the main focus, the main topic, but nothing has been predetermined about for sure expansion is coming or when.
Oh, save it. I don't want to hear it. There'll be 2 new teams. One will be in Vegas. One will be in Seattle.
See, I almost don't know if there's going to be one in Seattle at this point.
That would be pretty mean to Seattle
Vegas
fans
is
to
the
not give a basketball
lock.
team back to them. Yeah, I agree. Vegas is a lock. But for them to go to a different city and just leave Seattle basketball-less again, that'd be very, very mean on behalf of Adam Silver.
Be. We can save the rest of the news for later.
Okay, 989-837-6125. Real quick, Michael Prevey in the chat saying, hey, why were you not on YouTube the past few days? Yesterday we didn't have a show. We were on YouTube the other days of the week. We just stopped the stream.
Just had to end early.
Yeah. That's right.
Not today, though.
Not today. We're back. And better than ever. 989-837-6125. We'll keep it rolling here. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt, the Midland Area Community Foundation. Let me tell you, man, they're dedicated to strengthening our community through generosity and connection, supporting local nonprofits, scholarships, and projects that make Midland a better place to live, work, and play. Your donations help fund vital programs in education, health, the arts, and more right here at home. Partner with the foundation to leave a lasting legacy and create positive change for generations to come. Get involved, get back, or learn more at midlandareacf.org. Together, we build a stronger Midland, one gift, one idea, and one heart at a time.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. This month's recipient is Logan Snyder from Bullet Creek High School. With a 3.94 GPA, Logan's a member of the varsity golf team, revitalizing a program that was dormant when he was a freshman 4 years ago. Logan great at golf and in the classroom, and also volunteers, including at the Midland Miracle Fields.
I love working with those kids, and it's always so much fun to see like them getting to play the game we all get to love to play. Just getting to see like them going up to bat, hitting the ball, no matter how far it goes, and they're just super excited. It just warms my heart every time.
Logan will be attending Ferris State in the fall and plans to study in their PGA Golf Management program. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themid.com.
Hey parents, got a young athlete at home? Sign them up for the Greater Midland Tri Kids Tri Youth Triathlon, Saturday, July 19th at Plymouth Park in Midland. Kids ages 6 to 15 will swim, bike, and run their way through the finish line in a fun, supportive environment. And don't miss the mini TKT for ages 3 to 5 happening Friday, July 18th. Register now at greatermidland.org/races. That's greatermidland.org/races.
When someone asks me, when is the best time to start saving for retirement, my answer is simple: today. I'm Kevin Spencer, your Midland Edward Jones financial advisor. I can help you build a plan for your ideal retirement by identifying your unique goals and keep you on track to achieve them. The sooner you get started, the better.
Edward Jones financial advisor Kevin Spencer at 416 West Wackerly in Midland, under the green awning. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Hey parents, got a young athlete at home? Sign them up for the Greater Midland Tri-Kids Tri-Youth Triathlon, Saturday, July 19th at Plymouth Park in Midland. Kids ages 6 to 15 will swim, bike, and run their way through the finish line in a fun, supportive environment. And don't miss the mini TKT for ages 3 to 5 happening Friday, July 18th. Register now at greatermidland.org/races. That's greatermidland.org/races.
Hey sports fans, heading up north? Whether you're gearing up for the big game, hosting friends, or winding down after a long day, Hops and Schnapps is your ultimate beverage destination. With one of the largest selections of beer, wine, and spirits in Michigan featuring over 1,000 options from around the globe, we're your beverage experts. Plus, our friendly team is here to help you find the perfect pick. Visit us in Standish, Grayling, and Gaylord today. Hops and Schnapps, raise your glass, raise your spirits.
Every Wednesday on The Payoff, thanks to our friends at Garber Chevrolet, you've got a chance to be a big winner.
That's what this is all about. It always has been about.
Next Wednesday, we're giving away Great Lakes Loons opening day tickets, so make sure to tune into The Payoff at 6:32 p.m.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Is this the worst sports day of the entire year? Let's phrase it this way. Is this the worst 48 hours of sports the entire year? Because at least today, we have the Open Championship going on in Northern Ireland. But that ends at like 3 o'clock today. Because obviously, well, they're on the other side of the world. Is this the worst day, this and yesterday, for sports? Because yesterday there at least was WNBA on. Now they're on the All-Star break. But now there's nothing. Baseball still on break. Basketball. Maybe, is there Summer League on? I don't even know.
I think so.
Summer League's one of those things
night.
that you care about the first couple games and then
it
fades real quick.
Right.
And everybody
when I'm seeing
stops
Drew
playing.
Timmy, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, I've seen enough of this. There's nothing on, Kyle. I don't know what to do with myself some of these nights where there's nothing on because I'm just so used to. I'm programmed. I'm programmed to, hey, 7 o'clock. There's something on, 6:50, 6:40, whatever. Tigers, Pistons, something, and I get to sit down for a couple hours, take some notes, watch some games, think of what to talk about on the show the next day. And I don't know what to do with myself these days where there's nothing on. I kind of am convinced right now that this is the worst 48-hour stretch of the year.
No baseball.
Nope.
No basketball.
Nope.
That in real pro sports leagues. No. Obviously no football. I mean, maybe there could be football stuff that comes out, but like.
Got the Von Miller extension or Von Miller signing.
Sure.
We kind of got that last night.
It's for sure the worst.
I can't think of another time.
There's always something else going on the rest of the year.
Exactly. And, once baseball starts back up, at least that's on every day. And then that fades right into NBA and NHL and football seasons. But
now it doesn't last very long. We have baseball back tomorrow.
No, thank God. But if it wasn't for this Open Championship going on right now, I don't know what on earth the sports world would be talking about. And at least we have like Scotty Scheffler, who's, one of the more popular golfers in the world, going today. We've got Rory McIlroy going later, looking to win his second major of the year after the Masters win at the beginning of the season. Kind of has been a disaster. Remember the year of Rory was supposed to be this year?
It was the year of Rory. He won the Players right before the Masters too. Like, oof.
But then it's been downhill ever since. Does he bounce back today though in his home country?
No, too much stakes, man.
That's what happened in 2019 when the Open Championship was here. Fell
great
apart
under pressure.
And he openly talked about it after 19. I don't know. Well, sometime between 19 and maybe it was recently. But I read some quotes from him that were like, "Yeah, like I didn't realize how big of a following I was going to have in 2019 when we played here. I didn't realize how many fans I was going to have here, and it definitely got to me a little bit. It wasn't a part I was mentally prepared for. Now he comes in a little bit more mentally prepared. He hasn't teed off quite yet. I'm going to be buying some Rory stock here. I believe in Rory to have a better outing this time around than he did in 2019. Although it won't be hard to have a better score than he did back in 2019
with stuff going on tonight. Yeah. Kevin Leduc in the chat says there's a live eviction on Big Brother tonight.
Oh my God! You're
a Big Brother guy, right?
I used to be. I don't have the time for it anymore. I just can't make the commitment to 3 episodes a year or 3 episodes a week for that long.
Right.
If they were smart and started it at the beginning of the summer rather than like halfway through or kind of 3/4 or 2/3 of the way through the summer, that would be something I watched every single show. But for some reason, they want to compete with football season. I'm out. You don't get me on a Sunday or Thursday night.
Why can't we have a Survivor season going on right now, man? Don't start till fall.
Nah, Big Brother's way better than Survivor, man.
Not even close.
For people it's Survivor, but for smarter people. Would be my take on that. 989-837-6125, 10 o'clock hour on the way. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. Stay tuned, including and around the league. It's the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Isaiah, how did you get all wet?
I was playing in the rain.
Son, you're in the house. It's not raining inside. Or is it?
Yeah, it's in the kitchen.
What?
Oh no, the roof has a leak.
Leak? That's a waterfall.
We need that fixed now.
Bresky Siding and Building Repair can fix it.
What, son?
Any job, anywhere. Bresky can do it all.
Call Bresky right now and get that roof fixed. And while you're at it, have him fix the gutters.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today.
At Aird Insurance Group, they're more than just policies. They're your trusted partners in protecting what matters most.
Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, their team takes the time to understand your needs and find the best coverage for your unique situation.
With personalized service and unbeatable rates, Aird Insurance Group makes protecting your future easy.
Call Aird Insurance Group today and see why their clients trust them to keep them covered.
Aird Insurance Group.
The experience matters.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com.
The Michigan Baseball Foundation is more than just baseball. It's a driver of economic growth and community. Operating one of the nation's top minor league stadiums, MBF supports job creation and regional development. Through creative partnerships and charitable giving, MBF has helped bring projects like Dow Diamond, the East End Development, Fairfield Inn and Suites, the Plaza, and the Dow Bay Area Family YMCA to life, generating over $23 million annually in economic impact. Every Great Lakes Loons ticket supports these efforts. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think replay should be taken out of basketball entirely. I think 2 super conferences would fix college football. I think the best football, basketball, and baseball players of all time are currently playing. I think the day the Lions win the Super Bowl is going to be the greatest day of my life. I think Monty Williams sabotaged the Pistons on purpose, and you can't convince me otherwise. I think Jim Harbaugh is one of the best coaches of all time, but most definitely cheated, got caught, and ran away. And I think you should tune into the Ben Bosscher Show, fueled by Forward Energy, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.9 The Mitt if you agree with anything I just said.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage.
a performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Michigan. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
10 o'clock hour, got a lot of fun stuff coming up, including an Around the League that you're not going to want to miss. That is the next segment we will do, 10:15. We've got an update to the, well, I'll just put it this way. I think there's going to be some Saturday morning wars going on this fall. And that's a reference to the Monday Night Wars, ECW, Monday Night Raw. Some of you out there get it. I think we're going to get a version of that on Saturday mornings this fall with the addition that Big Noon Kickoff got to their pregame show yesterday. That's coming up at 10:30. For now, let's work some Tigers into this. I know they're off right now. They'll be back against the Rangers tomorrow. Big series coming up, according to Huge. The biggest 10-game stretch of the season. We'll know everything we need to know about the Tigers over this next 10 games. That's what I heard.
Interesting.
But I want to focus this on Riley Greene because, like I said yesterday, we had taken the show off because, well, Tuesday we had a work golf outing followed by a work after party. I'm just being honest with the people, man. You know, it's one of the slower days of the year, so we just decided, you know what, it's okay. Let's take it off. And at this work after party, it's late. I don't know what time it is. It could have been anywhere from 9 to like 10:30. And all of a sudden, I catch myself screaming, and I'm like, all right, you gotta reel it in a little bit, because I was so worked up about the one, the only face of the franchise, Riley Greene. And it started out as just a genuine conversation, right? It started out as Riley Greene, like, who would have thought this season? Could he hit 40 home runs? This guy, all he does is rate. Because this is in the middle of the All-Star game. He didn't have a good stretch. And, you know, as much as we all love Riley Greene and face of the franchise, does everything right, I started to make the case. It is very annoying that the most likely outcome to every Riley Greene at-bat is a strikeout. He's going to lead the league in strikeouts this season. And again, we've seen Schwarber lead the league in strikeouts. We've seen O'Neal Cruz lead the league in
Ellie
strikeouts.
De La Cruz did it last year.
Yeah, like, just because you lead the league in strikeouts doesn't make you a bad player. I just want to be clear. And if you are on pace to hit...
It's most of the time a good player.
A player who's aggressive. And if you're on pace for 40 home runs, there's really only so much you can do to complain about it. Riley Greene has 24 home runs right now. I never would have imagined that Riley Greene was a 40 home run player. I thought at the beginning of his career, maybe he was a little bit more of a hit for average player. Maybe at best he was a 30 home runs per season player. But 40, that wasn't even, feasible in my mind. And now it looks like Riley Greene is well on his way to hitting 40 home runs this season, knock on wood. The 860 OPS, 280-ish average, you live with the strikeouts. But it is a little bit frustrating that in a huge moment, game on the line, Riley Greene in the box, the most likely outcome to every at-bat is going to be a strikeout. It's frustrating. You'll live with it, but it's a little bit of annoying, and I think it's a little problematic. He's 24 years old. That's something he can clearly work on the next 2 seasons. And part of the reason I started to get worked up at the party is like, he is only 24 years old. Imagine what he's going to be like at 27 if he cuts these strikeouts down. He's going to be one of the best bats in the league. He kind of already is. But is it even fair for me to complain about something like this? Let's say he does end up getting 40 home runs and hitting 280 plus, has an 860-ish OPS on the season, and it's truly one of the best bats in the league all around. Is it fair for me to complain about all these strikeouts? I don't think it's that problematic, but it does feel like, I know we did this segment really early on in the show, like maybe 2 months ago. We did a segment that was, who do you trust the most in the box with the game on the line? And I said Riley Greene, and I don't know if I can get behind that answer anymore. Because at least if Gleyber Torres is in the box, it's pretty, like, it's all but guaranteed to not be a strikeout. You know what I mean? He's going to fight. He's going to foul off some balls until he eventually puts one in play. You can't really say the same about Riley Greene. I love the aggression of it. I love the numbers at the end of the day, but it does feel like in a huge moment, I'm just going to be expecting a strikeout because, well, that's the most likely outcome to any single Riley Greene at bat. Do I have any right to complain about this?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I think every Tigers fan in the world would take what we're getting from Riley Greene this year based off of what they expected. No one thought he was going to be a 40 bombs a year guy, right? Is that fair?
Nobody.
Exactly. So if you just straight up said, hey, no matter what else happens, Riley Greene's going to hit 40 home runs this year, I think every single Tigers fan would have been like, yeah, for sure. I don't care what else comes with it. We'll take that for sure. And, I mean, what's the difference between striking out and grounding out? You're getting out. Like, his main way of getting out is a strikeout. I get it, yeah, there's guys on base. You can advance a runner.
Well, Riley Greene rarely grounds out with that uppercut swing he has. He's golfing.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
It's a fly out more often than not.
It's not like he's a big homer guy, but also is hitting 220 and striking out. Like, he's hitting for nearly average, one of the best average on the team, and with the power. I think there's no room to complain. Yeah, the strikeouts suck, whatever. It sucks because it's the worst way of getting out. And he's due for 2 of them a game. But he's also due for a home run in about every other game right now. And a couple base hits. So I would take Riley Greene, how we have him right now, over whatever version you thought he was coming into 2025.
All right, let's shift it back to the conversation we had a couple weeks ago then. Is Riley Greene, I don't think you ever chose him. I think you chose Glaber for the number one guy you'd want to see in the box for
I think I
when
chose
the game
Kerry
is on
Carpenter,
the line.
honestly, which hasn't aged well.
I think my answer right now would be Glaber. As
Really?
crazy as that sounds, yeah. And
Both struck out against Skeens in the All-Star game.
Right, I was just going to bring it up. The Tigers didn't perform very well in the All-Star game. We've talked about this. I don't think the Tigers have a superstar. Riley Greene's knocking on that door of the conversation. Maybe 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. But it didn't surprise me that they didn't stick out in the All-Star game. You know what I mean? They kind of just felt like other players once that game actually started. Tigers sent more than anybody to the All-Star game, but nobody actually stuck out as like, whoa, this guy's megastar, like has the gravity towards him. Everybody's watching the TV now that this guy's up to. There wasn't that sense, you know what I mean? Whereas some of these other bats that come up, it's like, oh.
And they had the leadoff hitters and the starting pitcher.
Right, and Scooble obviously gets lit up, but, you know, we were joking around at the party.
Did he really get lit up?
That's what I was just going to say, man. Like, do you know how hard it is to get those 3 guys at the top of the NL
And it was
All-Star
like a couple
lineup out?
Dinky hits.
Well, it's like, yeah, you got to deal with Ohtani, Acuna, Freddie Freeman, all at the start of the NL lineup. Like, God, getting 3 outs in a row out of that is near impossible. We were joking, like, if we were doing a show on Wednesday, it's like, hey, trade Scooble, man. All these guys suck.
Yeah.
All these Tigers suck
Hey,
in the
that's
All-Star.
back-to-back Scooble bad starts if you count the All-Star game.
No, I do not count the All-Star game, to be fair. But, you know, it just felt like, hey, the Tigers, as much as it was a celebratory, we sent 6 guys to the All-Star game. Nobody really did well.
No. Lyons gives up a homer. No hit for any of the batters.
Nope.
Did you see any plays that the ball or the bat boy made?
I did
Wasn't
not.
able to catch that.
I wasn't locked into Frankie Boyd.
Was he delivering the bats, picking up the foul balls quick enough?
I was not up to speed on the performance of Frankie Boyd.
You know, there's a chance he had the best performance.
Yeah, as long as he didn't screw
as long
up
as he didn't
at all.
mess up.
He probably did have the best performance of any Tiger, which probably isn't a good thing. But I don't know. It felt like the All-Star game in general was somewhat of a success this year with the swing off to close things out.
Okay, wait. Let me ask you this. Back to the Riley Greene stuff.
Oh, okay.
So you explained this to me that you got worked up about this conversation.
Yeah, I realized
I missed this. I must have been doing something else. What were you worked up about? Because you really haven't mentioned that part.
I was worked up about the strikeouts.
Like that.
I was worked
they
up about.
concern you.
I was worked up about, hey, if the game is on the line in the 8th inning of a playoff game and Riley Greene's in the box, it's not okay that the most likely outcome to the face of the franchise is a strikeout. And I think it's fair for me to say that. You'll live with everything that comes with the strikeouts, like you mentioned. You'll live with it. But it's not right that the number one outcome is a strikeout. That needs to be fixed at some point. He's 24. You'll live with it right now. But that is something that at the end of the day, within the next 2 seasons, needs to be cleaned up for him to take that next step. Fair?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what we were talking about.
Up,
like, what does
sure.
Riley Greene look like at 27 years old? This
is also really year one of him becoming this transformed hitter, though.
Correct.
I would say.
Yeah. And we saw, like Ellie De La Cruz, like, cut down on the strikeouts this season. So, like, it's possible. We've seen it happen with guys who are up there to just swing and hit home runs. That's kind of their mindset of every at-bat. And the fact that Riley Greene's still hitting 280, again, you'll take it. He has been somewhat of a transcendent hitter this season. But it's just something that needs to be worked on. And I think Riley Greene would be open about that too, right?
Yeah, I would agree.
989-837-6125. We'll get to some Mitt messages. And I see Riley Greene in the near future being a 4-time All-Star, 5-time All-Star, cutting down on the strikeouts. I see him hitting 40 home runs this season. And I also see the difference at Midland Eye Care, where your vision is their focus, offering comprehensive eye exams, glasses, contacts, and advanced eye health services. Friendly, knowledgeable staff and a wide selection of stylish frames for every face and budget. Locally owned and trusted by families throughout the Midland area, while offering comprehensive eye care services and in-demand lenses and frames. Whether you're updating your prescription or checking in on your eye health, they've got you covered. Book your appointment and start seeing clear tomorrow. That's Midland Eye Care, place to help you see clear.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mitt Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Allie Huntoon, the director and founder of Allied HR Solutions and Allied Group Fitness.
Lean on people I trust to help me get through things too. If I know that I'm overwhelmed or I need support with something, I usually try to reach out. Sometimes I'm still trying to do things all myself, and that's a learning curve too. Delegation is your friend. I'm learning that.
Something I definitely do.
So I think it's leaning on your team. I think it's putting things into perspective. Even though HR is very important and we have things all the time that come up with terminations or discrimination or harassment.
Listen to the full interview with Allie on YouTube on 100.9 The Mitt. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford. I'm here with Matt Smith with Modern Realty. All right, Matt, forecast 2025 for us.
Well, in 2025, I believe you're going to see a much more balanced market. We've been in a seller's market for a number of years. We're still not busting at the seams with inventory, but we are seeing the market start to balance out a little bit. That means it's still a really good time to get great value out of your home. But for the buyers out there, it also means that your path to home ownership should be a little bit easier.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com. Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the MHSAA, are the 292,000 high school sports students in Michigan. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. we stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Looking at the YouTube chat right now, we got a comment that said Judge was once a big strikeout guy. Yeah, that's right. He led the league in strikeouts a couple of years back. Obviously one of the best hitters in the league now. Look, I'm not saying, and guess what? A few years ago when he led the league in strikeouts, that was probably the number one thing Yankees fans were talking about. We got to cut this down. And now he's basically impossible to get out. Did we just do, is Riley Greene the next Aaron Judge? Did we just do that?
I think so. I think that's actually what we just found out.
Thanks for texting in on the YouTube. We got the Mitt messages as well. 989-837-6125. Will Kyle change when he becomes a dad like Huge predicted? That's from Gary. What?
Well, remember Huge said I was going to have like 8 kids. Yeah, that's a good callback. That's like a month or so ago by now.
I don't know what it's in reference to, but it made me laugh.
Oh, because we talked about Jared Goff having a kid and how maybe he could change.
Oh, what do you think?
Yes, I will change, Gary. I will change big time after my 8th kid.
All right, let's. With that being said, let's take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right.
Okay, we've been doing our positional rankings for around the league in the NFL lately, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And the big one is out today. No, not quarterbacks. That's boring. Wide receivers is what we got today. Top 10 receivers in the NFL, according to ESPN. Let's do this a little bit different today, though, huh?
Yeah, let's. I cannot for the life of me remember to grab a charger before the show starts. My computer just died again.
Okay, well, I can rant if you need to grab a charger.
No. We can do this. I can do this segment without it as long as you have it pulled up. So,
I do have it pulled up, yes.
Here's what we're going to do. Based on the executives, coaches, scouts, whatever, we're going to draft the 10 best wide receivers in the NFL. Kyle and I. We're going to go back and forth. I'll have 5. He'll have 5. That'll be the consensus. Here's who we think is the 10 best receivers in the NFL. Then we're going to compare it to the list that the executives believe. All right? So we're just going to give our honest thoughts. This isn't a prediction, okay?
Yes.
Kyle, you take the first pick. I don't think we need a snake draft, do you?
No.
It's not like either of us are trying to
I get
win.
Odds, you get evens.
Sure. You go first. I'm grabbing a charger.
Okay. I feel like they are going to have Jamar Chase first. But as far as we're doing this as what I would do, I'm still a Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the NFL guy. I understand why people think it's Jamar Chase. I do think it's probably a 1A, 1B situation. Jamar had an insane year last year. But give me Justin Jefferson, man. I'm going to take him first overall. Pretty obvious that he has been, since coming into the NFL, one of the better receivers in the league. He's been consensus number 1 for probably 2-3 years now. And Jamar Chase has put his name in that list now. But I'm going to take Jefferson first.
Cool. I'll take Jamar second. For all the reasons you laid out, I would have taken Justin Jefferson number 1 as well.
Yes. ESPN does have Jamar 1 and Justin Jefferson 2. Do you want to wait until the end?
Okay, yeah, let's wait until the end. That's why do people try to get cute with these? Be like, oh,
I don't think it's that crazy though.
But like they do it not just in receivers. Oh, Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league. Really? Because he loses to Mahomes every year. Really? Because a different guy ends up in the Super Bowl every season.
That's fair.
All right.
I don't know.
Who are you taking next? Who is your third best receiver in the league?
Interesting. So in like the graphic for this, I will say, there's 4 receivers on it. And it's Jamar, Jets, St. Brown, and A.J. Brown. Makes me wonder if that's the top 4. I don't know. I'm picking a guy that's not in that graphic. I think CeeDee Lamb's the 3rd best receiver in the NFL.
I would agree.
I'm a pretty big CeeDee Lamb fan, so I will take him 3rd.
I would agree with that.
No disrespect to Amon-Ra.
I've been a big A.J. Brown fan for a while now, but the production, I think, has just spoken for itself the past 2 seasons. He's basically shown he's unstoppable. I think I'm going to take St. Brown here.
Yeah, I think I probably would have done the same.
Okay.
Seems like a good spot for him. Okay, so back to me with the 5th pick. This is where things get a little bit tricky. Do you take an A.J. Brown? Do you take a Puka Nacua?
Gross.
I think those are kind of the guys in the... Gross.
I'm not taking Puka Nacua.
Really?
He's a linebacker.
You don't feel that way about Puka Nacua?
No, he's a running back that plays receiver.
Okay, man. That'd be the biggest running back in NFL history, but... Oh, this is hard. I know one of your boys is on here, and I don't want to take him because I know you want to be the guy that takes him.
Who?
It doesn't matter. We can wait. I'll take A.J. Brown here.
I think it's the right pick.
I think A.J. Brown is probably the 5th best receiver in the NFL.
I'm debating one of the young guys here.
I was kind of thinking about that. And I think one of the young guys is the young guy. Like, I don't think there's really a debate.
I think there's 3 young guys.
There's not a debate on who the best one is, though.
I think there is. Yeah, there is.
I don't think so.
You know what? I'm going to take the guy I think is the most underrated receiver in the NFL. Nico Collins.
Yes, that was the guy I said I didn't want to take because I knew you would take him.
At 6 is crazy, but at the same time, how crazy is
Number
it?
6 in the league, man. Hey, he was on pace to be pretty insane last year pre-injury, so I'll give you that.
He does everything. He runs the short routes well. He's the highest graded out screen guy. He catches contested balls down the field, runs routes. He doesn't have a weakness.
I'm going to take the young guy here that is the best young guy, Malik Neighbors.
Okay.
I think Neighbors is for sure. I know Brian Thomas Jr. had a better year last year. I'm taking Neighbors. I think Neighbors is better. That's number 7.
We just glossing over Marv?
Yes, for now. I mean, you can't say that Marv is better than Neighbors right now. Right?
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, not a bad guy to take.
Marv top 10.
I'm going to take Brian Thomas here.
Okay.
You got one more pick.
BTJ. All right, 2 more picks left. I'll do a quick run through of them just for people that maybe didn't catch it. Jefferson Jamar, CD, Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr. The bottom of this list is where things get really weird. Like,
you could go a lot of different options.
You go a lot of different ways here. I think a guy like Terry McLaurin deserves some conversation here based off the year he had last year. Another older guy in Mike Evans is really good.
Another guy just got paid.
Right. Garrett Wilson is one of those guys that the production hasn't matched the talent. We talked about this on the show the other day. So I don't know if I would give him the spot. Tyreek Hill's another old guy that could be in this conversation too. Honestly, it might just be Tyreek Hill.
Take him.
No, give me Puka Nacua, man. I like Nacua.
Crazy.
I like Nacua. Take him 9. I don't think that's bad.
All right. I'm down between Garrett Wilson and Marvin Harrison. Or JSN, I guess.
Ooh.
I'm going to take...
I feel like we're kind of... Are we just messing up and it's not Mike Evans?
I'm all good.
Okay.
I'm going to take... I'll take Garrett Wilson.
Okay.
RIP to Marv. I really wanted to take Marv.
I mean, there's just no way Marv is top 10 right now.
Maybe by the end of the season, though.
Yeah, that for sure could happen, but right now, there's no way.
All right, so let's compare this to the ESPN list. This is based on execs, coaches, scouts, players. Are players in this or no?
Just executives, coaches, and scouts.
Okay.
And we've been doing this all offseason for all the positions.
Okay,
all right, so
their
already
number 1 was
displayed. Chase, Jets, 1 and 2. Whoa! Number 3 is Tyreek Hill.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
He is a game wrecker, man. In terms of, like, we got to change our entire... Yes. In terms of we got to change our entire defensive game plan to, like, hone in on him. I mean, he's a game wrecker. He changes a defensive coordinator's entire strategy. So I get why he's that high according to the execs and stuff. It's just someone I don't want to do business with, even in a dumb little draft like this. I'm all set on my Tyreek Hills, okay?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff happened at the end of the year last year. He basically quit on the Dolphins.
How about the last 4 years?
Well, yes. And was not great with Tua injured. And Tua is injured a lot. So, number 3 is crazy. We probably were wrong in not having him in the top 10 at all.
For sure.
But number 3 is crazy.
But I don't want to do business with him.
Number 4, CeeDee Lamb. Valid. Number 5, A.J. Brown.
Okay. I was wondering if A.J. would go ahead of Amon-Ra.
He is. Amon-Ra's 6. That's tough.
AJ's the guy that's always been based on traits. Like, he's just so physically imposing.
Yes.
That obviously you would want him on your team. It's just harder to find a guy like that compared to a St. Brown. And for most of the last 2 years, I would have made that argument. Like, I love St. Brown, but at the end of the day, you'd want someone that physically imposing because it's just so hard to find a receiver that big and that strong and that athletic and that fast. But on the last 2 years, it's like, I don't know. The production just speaks for itself. So I took St. Brown ahead of him. But apparently the execs still think they'd rather have A.J. Brown.
It's a good conversation. I would probably go with you and take Amon-Ra over AJ, but
I just know what I'm getting. I'm getting someone who's so level-headed, and
you kind of know what you're getting with AJ Brown too.
Yeah, but he's
a bit of a diva.
A little bit of meltdowns on the sidelines sometimes when he doesn't get the ball enough. Everyone hears about it.
No, you're right. I would agree. Okay, so ESPN 7, 8, 9, 10. They go Malik Neighbors at number 7. Pretty high.
Ahead of Collins.
Ahead of Collins, yes. So different than our list. Nico Collins is 8th, though.
Ha, yes. Valid.
So you still got him on there, yeah. Number 9, there he is, Mike Evans. I kind of had a feeling he'd be on here.
Yeah.
He deserves it. I mean, he's Mr. Consistent. And number 10 matches our number 10, Garrett Wilson.
No BT. And no Puka.
And the honorable mentions, Puka and Brian Thomas, who made both of our lists, are on here. Terry McLaurin, DK, Devontae Adams, and T. Higgins are the honorable mentions.
DK Metcalf, the third highest paid receiver in the NFL. Didn't make
And even the also receiving votes, by the way. There's like a bunch of names.
JSN,
J-Mo.
Marv. J-Mo, wow.
Yes. No mention of Marvin Harrison.
I didn't take Marvin Harrison. But I do love Marvin Harrison. That might go down as one of the best receiving classes ever. We didn't even mention Ladd McConkey, who's also in this receiving class.
Ladd's been great.
Ridiculous.
Just a year in, too. That's it.
All right. That's going to do it for our trip around the league. All right. 989-837-6125. I'm trying to pull this. My computer died, like I said. Here's what I can't wait to talk about what we're talking about next. Saturday morning wars coming up this fall. It's next here on the Ben Bosscher Show, 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace Hardware and Sports in downtown Midland has some extra savings for rewards members this month. Let's clean up that yard. Save $3 instantly on select Roundup and Ortho weed killers. Save $10 on 64-ounce spruce, weed, and grass killer. You know what season it is? Grilling season. Free assembly and delivery on grills, $399 and up from brands like Weber and Traeger. Need that deck touched up? Do it and save $10 instantly on a gallon of Cabot exterior stain.
Hey parents, got a young athlete at home? Sign them up for the Greater Midland Try Kids Try Youth Triathlon, Saturday, July 19th at Plymouth Park in Midland. Kids ages 6 to 15 will swim, bike, and run their way through the finish line in a fun, supportive environment. And don't miss the mini TKT for ages 3 to 5 happening Friday, July 18th. Register now at greatermidland.org/races. That's greatermidland.org/races.
When the summer heat is on, keep your cool with Answer Heating and Cooling. Our expert team specializes in fast, reliable air conditioning repairs, installations, and maintenance. Stay comfortable all season long with top-notch cooling solutions and simply outstanding service. Plus, with financing options and special rebates, cooling your home has never been more affordable. Answer Heating and Cooling, where comfort is our priority. Try our new schedule online option or call us today.
Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters? Yeah. 100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of.
It's hot!
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader. From Midland to Bay City, Saginaw to Sanford, from Frankenmuth, Freeland, and Hemlock to Auburn, Essexville, and Pinconning, 100.9 The Mitt is the heartbeat of the Great Lakes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Let's pick out a good wine. Let's discover a new taste from a new place. Let's meet the people who handpick the grapes in places dedicated to the craft, in a land that only knows one way to grow things, rich and full. Welcome to Michigan, where the 4 seasons and 4 Great Lakes smile on the winemaker, where the quality of the wine is exceeded only by the warmth of the greeting waiting for us. And with more than 90 wineries, covering more than 13,000 acres, the harvest has never been better. So let's wander through lush vineyards, discover hidden treasures in vast cellars, and renew ourselves in comfortable tasting rooms. Let's all raise a glass. Let's gather our closest friends and become even closer. Because taking time to toast the beauty and bounty of life is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
(989-837-6125). All right. I keep referring to these Saturday morning wars. What on earth does that even mean? Well, it means that this college football season, I think you're going to have to be flipping the channel back between game day and big noon kickoff. I've always been a game day person, kind of nostalgic. Going back to when I was a kid, watching Lee Corso pick the helmet every year or pick the mascot head every Saturday morning. It's just a comfortability, right? You've seen it 100 times. But big noon kickoff recently, last year they get Urban Meyer, kind of to counter the Nick Saban on ESPN. But yesterday, they get a very polarizing figure who is bound to draw crowds, bound to draw an audience, especially in the state of Michigan, and especially for the Big Ten. Yesterday, it is announced that Barstool and Fox are in negotiations to try to get some deal going for like alt streams and stuff. And in doing so, Dave Portnoy is going to be on Big Noon Kickoff. Dave Portnoy and Urban Meyer are going to be sharing a desk talking college football, Kyle. Look, I love Game Day. I love ESPN Game Day coverage. I wasn't always a McAfee guy. McAfee won me over the past couple of seasons because he just makes Game Day so fun with all those guys. But I'll be damned if I'm not going to see what Dave Portnoy and Urban Meyer are talking about on a Saturday morning. This is now a flip the channel situation. I hope they don't line up the commercials at the same time because I'm going to want to see what everyone has to say on Game Day. There's on Big Noon Kickoff. There's no way I'm not watching the first time Urban Meyer and Dave Portnoy are on the same desk. And I get it, Dave Portnoy's not for everyone. In fact, there's
not for most.
Not for most. But he's going to say some crazy stuff, and that's all Fox cares about. That's all the network cares about, is that you're tuned in to watch it, whether you disagree or agree with what he's saying. He is going to piss some people off. He's going to say some wild stuff that quite frankly, ESPN would just not allow on their coverage. And I know we said the same thing about McAfee, and they were able to calm him down a little bit, although I do think they pushed the boundaries more so than they did before he showed up. And they're comfortable doing it now. I think it's just kind of a different era. But I don't know what lines Dave Portnoy is going to cross on Big Noon Kickoff. I don't know if he can show up in Ohio. Like, I'm kind of being dead serious. I don't know if he can do a show in Columbus without there being a security team around him at all times.
Barstool's had their own version of like game day for specific games like Michigan State primary games. I remember, like, I think they do one every year for Michigan versus Michigan State. Like, they'll go on location, do it and everything.
Yeah, remember Stallions showed up last year?
Yes, that's right. I went to the one like 3 years ago, and I just kind of was walking around and just like pulled up on it. It was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But regular game day was there.
Have you been to a game day?
Yeah, I went to the one that year at Michigan State, the Kenneth Walker 5-touchdown game.
Ah, yes.
I was at the college game day for that. Woke up at like 4 a.m. and drank a beer at the earliest time in my life. It was pretty fun.
I was at the Western one. Now, I think was the coldest I've ever been in my entire life. It was so cold.
But here's what I'll say about this. I still think this doesn't matter as far as what's better, Big Noon or College Game Day. I don't think College Game Day can be touched. And Glinsky's already kind of making a word of it in the chat. They're just trying to match the McAfee stuff. I don't think you can. I think what McAfee has brought to College Game Day cannot be outdone or even competed with by another network. Big Noon Kickoff has always favored the Big Ten. Like, it's a Big Ten show, which I'm a Big Ten guy, so it works out for me.
They're leaning even more into it.
That's where I'm going. For sure going to watch it, but it's not College Game Day. Now, maybe once Lee Corso's done, then I'm like, because, man, the Lee Corso stuff is still good. He's still gold.
Are you doing a bit? Because I would strongly disagree. I'd I'd prefer Lee Corso hangs up. It feels like a
I love
a
Lee
Make-A-Wish
Corso
situation.
I think
at
he's
this
quite
point.
entertaining.
He doesn't provide anything anymore. I don't think he can formulate sentences.
Dave Portnoy is going to provide a lot, though.
From an entertainment standpoint, are you comparing
Lee
Corso and
entertaining.
Dave Portnoy? What do you mean? They have to hold his hand through every segment. He has no idea where he is most times. He has no idea what campus he's on.
Okay, man.
I'm being serious. He has no idea where he is anymore. I want him to be done. It's the same thing as the Dick Vitale situation. It's like, I love when he's out there. At least I love the memories of it. But at this point, it's like sad when he's up on the stage. He's just staring into a daze. Portnoy is going to be way more entertaining. And I'll tell you what, you're right, and I think you're and everyone else is right if you're saying that Big Noon Kickoff will never quite hit the numbers that Game Day will. And that's not even the argument I'm making. But I think that gap is going to shorten up in the terms of their rating numbers. I think Big Noon Kickoff's going to draw a lot more people from Michigan than Game Day used to.
They already do, though. Like, it's an Ohio State and Michigan show.
And now it's even
very
more.
favored to Ohio State. But, I mean, you have Desmond on Game Day.
Who's also terrible, by the way.
Yeah, I agree. But, and then Kirk, so that they bring that Michigan-Ohio State stuff there. But they do a lot. They do everything else. Big Noon Kickoff is very Big Ten-centric show. And they're leaning more into that, which isn't a bad thing. But I think it makes it tough for them to compete with Game Day.
Who's just going to give you SEC coverage.
But also bring you Big Ten stuff too, you know?
Yeah, but any Big Ten fan, I think, is just going to prefer to watch the Big Noon Kickoff now. And again, I will never understand.
That's a good point. All the Michigan fans are probably going to tune into this.
I will never understand the whole my conference is better than your conference thing. I just want to see good football. I think the conference pride thing is one of the stupider things in the sport. There's a lot of stupid stuff in the sport, but my conference is so much better than it. I can't stand it. But there is a lot of people, if you're a fan of a Big Ten team, that don't want to watch Paul Feinbaum shove it down their throat that the SEC is the superior conference.
I think it's funny. He's leaned so hard into the SEC stuff. I think it's kind of funny.
In the Big Ten, here's the thing, though. The Big Ten fans can be in denial. They have their own version of that in Joel Klatt. Like, I actually lost some respect for Joel Klatt this season, or the last season, because it was like...
Once again, Fox.
Yeah, Fox of a guy. I thought he was one of the smarter college football analysts out there, and then halfway through the year, once he started doing the Indiana, I was like, okay, I'm all good, man. Like,
Enough of that word.
What, Indiana? Is that the state you didn't have?
No, I have them.
Kyle and I are in the middle.
We'll get into this later.
No, Kyle, I'll do it right now. Kyle and I are in the middle. During breaks, we're trying to write down all 50 states. I'm at 49 and cannot for the life of me figure out this last one. You're at 47?
It sounds a lot easier than done.
No, it's easy until you get to 45, and then you're like, oh
and
my
it's
God,
like, what am I missing?
forgetting? And then you slowly get some back.
I'm missing 3 currently.
I don't know if I'm ever going to get this last one. Anyway, I'll never understand the conference pride thing. I think, if you're just, but I get it. A lot of people do despise the other conference. And now I think, hey, this Big Noon Kickoff is genuinely going to draw. Maybe not outdraw SEC coverage, but it's going to be close. And I'm going to be tuned into both. Typically, I wasn't like, hey, what's going on game day? But if Portnoy and Urban Meyer have a chemistry going on, which they will, Portnoy's going to make sure of that. And he's going to say some crazy stuff.
And they're going to go at it, too.
And Portnoy's just going to say some stuff where it's like, I can't believe he's saying that on national television. I'm going to be flipping the channel back and forth between these two programs. And depending on where they are or what the big game of the week is, Big Noon Kickoff might be a preferred show for me.
Potentially. Like you said, however you feel about Portnoy, it's going to be entertaining for sure. Like, it's going to be fun to watch just to see that combo. But the Saban, McAfee, and Reese Davis, I think, is the best host there is out there. Like, maybe across all sports. I love Reese Davis. Him combined with having McAfee and Saban, I don't need Herb Street. I don't need Desmond Howard. Right, Lee Corso, sure, he can leave too. Just those two alone make that show insane.
They're letting us know in the chat that Lee Corso's farewell.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's done.
30th.
Yeah.
So he will do I think that's week 1.
The final head. Yeah.
So he'll do week 0 and week 1 and then be done. And it'll be sad, but it's time, man. I can't go through another full season of like watching them hold his hand.
Nothing funnier than when he called that little kid a midget on TV.
He also started just giving
7-year-old kid.
He also just started giving zero what.
Yeah, he said the F word on TV.
Yeah. What are they going to do? Well,
that was pre-McAfee, too.
I think it's hard to watch, like, them basically doing the whole Weekend at Bernie's thing with him. Like, I don't know if he knows where he is. It's the same thing with the Vital thing. Let it be done. Don't overdo it. But
what's the ratio then of Big Noon Kickoff v College Game Day this year that you think you'll watch?
I think it's completely dependent on. Well, I can't
predict it.
I think it's going to be like 50-50.
Really?
Yes. I think when ESPN cuts to do like their little packages of like 5 minutes of like, hey, learn about this receiver from X school. I'm going to be all set on that. I'm going to want to hear what Dave Portnoy has to say. He's polarizing. It's entertaining. What if he's eating pizza? I'm gonna have to. It says must-watch TV.
I think College Game Day does a much better job though of like displaying the city and the college town that they're in. Like they really like to show that off. I think that's like a big part of the College Game Day experience is like actually being on the campus in the town. I think they do a really good job of that.
Drayton in the comments saying if Big Noon Kickoff didn't go to the same colleges over and over, they would probably get the ratings, but Game Day is known for different campuses and the uniqueness.
Yeah, I agree.
Big Noon Kickoff just doesn't travel outside.
They go to Ohio State and Penn State and Michigan. They go to a lot of those schools several times a year.
They pulled up to Colorado last year. They'll do a little Big 12 network or Big 12 action. One more comment says, I also forgot the SEC roots for their own the SEC roots for their own conference. The Big Ten doesn't root for their rivals the same way the SEC does. I think that's true.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like, just think about the top teams in the Big Ten. Michigan doesn't root for State or Ohio State. So none of them root for each other.
No. And then the SEC, there is this weird, like, we have to show our dominance. Like, I'll always root for my conference.
Rivalries aren't as hard.
Yeah, maybe not.
Especially now with Texas being in and Oklahoma. Like, there's no built rivalry there, really.
Yeah.
Same with the Big Ten, but like, I don't know.
The SEC is just weird in terms of like they just want to shove it down your throat that they're the best conference. I'll never understand.
There's a general enemy in the Big Ten in Ohio State, and in the SEC, it doesn't feel like Alabama is like the big enemy.
Wait, you think Ohio State's the enemy in the Big Ten?
Yeah,
it's
everyone
not Michigan.
hates Ohio State.
Everyone
hates them too.
I would have said it's Michigan. 5 sure.
Right, 5 sure.
You think Ohio State's a more public enemy in the Big Ten? Not in the state of Michigan.
I live in the state of Michigan, so it's easy for me to say that.
I think across the Big Ten, it's definitely Michigan. Nobody wants Michigan to ever hoist that trophy again.
That's fair.
And you know what? You know what, Michigan fans?
Cheated.
Yeah, you know what, Michigan fans? Put a smile on your face when you say it. Embrace being the enemy. I promise you, it's way more fun to be the heel.
Yeah, that's why you're smiling.
It's so much more fun to be the heel, man. Anyone at Dow Diamond last Saturday knows that for a fact. It's way more fun. 989-837-6125. A lot coming up here on the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It's time to remember that. With Kyle Sandel.
Presented by Matt Larson, Farm Bureau Agent, located downtown Midland. So in what is probably the weakest or deadest sports week of the calendar year, right? Baseball's in All-Star week right now, so there's really not much going on. NFL training camp is getting started this week, but not a lot of headlines there. Sounds like the perfect time to talk about golf. It's the final major of the PGA Tour season, the Open, aka the British Open. So let's talk about some potential winners here and implications as far as legacy talk goes for some of the top golfers in today's game. Obviously, the big one, Scottie Scheffler, he's the favorite at every single event he's been in. Heavy favorite here at plus 300 to plus 400 across different sites. And right now, it would be his third major win if he's able to pull this off. Next year, then, would give him the chance to go for the Grand Slam. Now, obviously, he can still do that next year if he doesn't win this today, but could make it a whole lot easier on himself. And this could be back-to-back years where the same golfer wins both the PGA Championship and the Open. Xander Schauffele winning both last year, Scottie Scheffler winning the PGA Championship earlier this year, potentially, obviously, to win it this week. It really felt like it was going to be the year of Rory McIlroy following the Players Championship and the Masters, but in his own home turf in Ireland, I don't know, it seems like stakes are a bit too high for Rory to win this. So I'm going to pick Scottie to win, and if he does, we're having some serious conversations of greatest golfers in the 21st century, not named Tiger Woods. Remember that. Presented by Matt Larson, Farm Bureau Agent, located downtown Midland.
Tired of floors that snore? Walls that whisper, meh. Premier Tile in Midland is here to spice things up one tile at a time. They've got backsplash that'll make your pasta jealous.
What?
Shower walls that'll actually sing in the morning. And floors so fabulous, you'll consider eating dinner off them. Stylish, affordable, slightly obsessed with grout. Visit Premier Tile, located between Stark and Sturgeon, right off US 10, or at PremierTileStone.com.
Something happens when we can't be our true selves. You can hear it in our laughs. There's the half-hearted chuckle. The courtesy conference caller.
Yeah, great.
And of course, the I'm only laughing because I'm dating your daughter.
Oh, that's so true.
If you want to laugh for real, try having some Miller Lite with some friends. It works. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2021 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin beer.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday. With Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com. From Midland to Bay City, Saginaw to Sanford, from Frankenmuth, Freeland, and Hemlock to Auburn, Essexville, and Pinconning, 100.9 The Mitt is the heartbeat of the Great Lakes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader. Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic? Yeah. We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Congratulations.
Ben crash out live during the break.
Anyone watching on YouTube might have saw it. Congratulations to Kyle on writing down all 50 states before I could. I got to 49 like 13 minutes ago, probably like 40 minutes ago. And I've just been stuck at 49 ever since. Kyle pulled out 3 during that break.
Which,
and then
mistakenly forgot about Alaska, Hawaii, so that was 2 for 1.
Yeah, and then I got mad that he won and looked it up. And the state
What state?
Forgot about was one I was in a couple months ago.
Utah?
Utah. I forgot about Utah.
Way. What?
How did I forget about Utah? I was there 3 months ago. I'm so mad at myself right now. I'm so mad at myself.
That's why.
That's the one I've been waiting on for a half hour. You know, you think it's easy to write down all 50. This happens every single time I do it.
You get to like 45 or 46 right away, and then you just kind of forget about some.
Every time I bring this up to someone, and you happen to be the person I brought it up to today, the same thing happens. You get to 48, you get to 49, and there's just one state that's like, leaves your brain. You will not remember it. And today it was Utah. You know what it usually is Delaware. And I remember
Delaware was one of my last ones.
I remember Delaware at 46 today. I guess it would have been
Delaware was the state
48.
I had 45th as well. The last one that I couldn't get was Mississippi. I obviously got it.
See, that's a crazy one to just be forgetting because it's like you go through that Florida region.
I just missed it. Yeah, I went Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana. I just skipped over Mississippi on accident.
That's never one I'll forget. Delaware, I almost forgot.
But Utah
Nebraska was one that almost slipped my mind too.
I think Delaware is probably the trickiest.
Yeah. Utah, man. I'm so disappointed in myself. Utah.
That's a bad one to miss. That was my 8th state I got.
I should have just started thinking about the Big 12. Just think about conferences. I saw Utah Stadium, man.
They have a professional team.
But you know what they don't have? A professional football team.
So? They have a football,
a
basketball and hockey team.
I know.
Because that's when
I know.
After I ran through all of them, I just started going through pro sports states. Okay, what states have pro sports teams? Make sure I'm not missing one. Mississippi obviously doesn't have one.
I know. I saw the Jazz where they play. Saw where the hockey club's going to play when I was there. Saw Utah Football Stadium. Really fun town. Salt Lake City was
BYU,
awesome.
big colleges there, and Utah.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of Salt Lake City. I was like, wow, this be an awesome place to live. And it must have not been that awesome.
No, yeah.
Because I forgot about it.
It wasn't that memorable. Man, that's tough.
This is the most frustrating game of all time. And for anyone out there, it's like, it's just write down all 50. Do it then. Get a piece of pen, get a pen and a piece of paper, and write down all 50 states. It's very difficult. But we just kind of gave out a few, so kind of already cheating.
And I'm interested to talk about this too, because this inspired from some people can't, like, if there was a blank map in front of them, can't write in all the state names on them.
See, that's crazy.
To me, that's crazy. Yeah.
If I had a blank map of all the states,
I mean,
it's not even
done
a
in
question.
you're done in 2 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
maybe not 2, but
maybe like Delaware. But I don't even, you know what? I'm not even going to say that. I could identify Delaware, and
you could
Connecticut,
mix up
and New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, Vermont, maybe.
That might be the one I mix
being
up.
Yeah. But if you're just like leaving some blank, like, oh, I don't even know.
Yeah, go back to second grade. No, seriously. I think I could have done that in second grade.
Naming all the states, though, was definitely, I mean, it wasn't that hard, but it was just trickier than it should be.
It's hard to remember the 50th one or whatever. You know what was real fun? Back when I used to know every capital. I feel like I could
we
still
all went through a phase like that.
Yeah,
right?
there was a phase where indoor recess was just studying the capitals for some reason, when everyone else was having fun.
True scholar.
Yeah, I don't think I could
Let me
still
learn.
do it.
Play football, play tag. Nah.
Well, this was when there was
learn.
indoor recess, when it was raining or something. It was like, oh my God, yes, get to study the capitals once again. It was a long time ago, though. I definitely couldn't do that anymore.
Capital Utah, though? Can you throw that out there?
So not just Salt Lake City?
Yeah, it is. Trick question.
That was a trick question. Yeah, that was tricky. Don't try to trick me like that, Kyle. 989-837-6125. 11 o'clock hour still to come. Are the Lions at the end of their first window? And I want to go over who are the 5 best players heading into camp. That's all coming up on the Ben Bosscher Show. If you guys missed the open, it's good stuff. You're going to want to go check it out because a conversation about Alex Anzalone, I think, was well overdue. Whether or not he's going to be the first guy to hold out of training camp here for the Detroit Lions under the Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell regime. So if you want to listen to that, head to the YouTube, just rewind the live. You guys have the ability to do that. Or if you don't want to watch it, right at noon, we'll post a podcast. You guys can listen to it then. Again, subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star wherever you get your podcast. Goes a long way. Helps us out. Gives us a little bit of a boost, you know? All right, 11 o'clock hour on the way. Are the Lions at the end of their first window? It's the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Leaky gutters?
No problem.
Shabby shingles?
We got this.
Remodeling?
Yup, that too.
Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair, your roof, gutter, and remodeling experts.
Any job, anywhere. Bresky can do it all.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your roofing and gutter needs.
Call my dad, 989-529-8167.
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. This month's recipient is Logan Snyder from Bullet Creek High School. With a 3.94 GPA, Logan's a member of the varsity golf team, revitalizing a program that was dormant when he was a freshman 4 years ago. Logan great at golf and in the classroom, and also volunteers, including at the Midland Miracle Fields.
I love working with those kids, and it's always so much fun to see like them getting to play the game we all get to love to play. Just getting to see like them going up to bat, hitting the ball, no matter how far it goes, and they're just super excited. It just warms my heart every time.
Logan will be attending Ferris State in the fall and plans to study in their PGA Golf Management program. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themid.com.
At Tommy's Express, you can get your car clean, shiny and dry in just minutes. Our state-of-the-art eco-friendly wash delivers a spotless finish every time. With the Tommy Club app, enjoy unlimited washes or paper wash. Skip the line with license plate recognition and manage everything right from your phone. Fast, clean, and simple. Visit Tommy's Express today and see the difference. Text Clean Card to 86697 for a free works wash.
Offer valid for new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
Now, wait a second, Sharon. So the Midland Area Community Foundation runs the Midland Area Santa House?
You bet we do.
And Midland Area River Days?
Absolutely.
Plus scholarships for students and grants for local nonprofits? That's like hitting the cycle and impacting our community.
Anyone can step up to the plate and help build community community capital for as little as $5.
$5. That's the cost of a snack at the ballpark. How do I get in the game?
Just visit MidlandFoundation.org and make a gift to our community investment fund. Every dollar makes a difference.
Join the team. Give today at MidlandFoundation.org.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, welcome back in. It's the Ben Bosscher Show, live on 100.9 The Mitt, 11 o'clock hour. Let's get right into it. Detroit Lions training camp has officially begun. At least the rookies are there participating. That was mandatory for them to show up yesterday. Not that anyone was going to hold out. Well, I guess I can't even say that with all this nonsense going on with the second-round picks. 29 second-round picks remain unsigned across the league. Something's got to get figured out. But the biggest story for me, the days leading up to camp, and again, most of the veterans are probably there, but their last day to report is Saturday. Like, I don't imagine Jared Goff's there until Saturday, being a new father and all. They've got until Saturday to report. And what I have not been able to stop thinking about since last night was, is Alex Anzalone going to be there on Saturday? Or on Monday when 9 o'clock rolls around, are we going to be talking about, hey, this is a real situation here? There's an actual holdout at Lions camp for the first time in a really long time, definitely the first time under Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell's regime. If Alex Anzalone's not there, I think that's kind of the first sign of, hey, this is somewhat of a win now. I mean, the Lions have been win now for a couple of years now, but the pressure to win now because time is running up with this core. So Anzalone right now is one of the more underpaid players across the league. He's only making $6 million. This year, he made $6 million. Last year, pretty underpaid. Not only for his position, but just kind of in general. And if Alex Anzalone wanted to be a top 10 highest paid linebacker across the league, which I think we can all agree he's earned, that's looking at about $10.5 million a season. Dre Greenlaw got paid this offseason by Denver, former linebacker for San Francisco. He's the guy that was bouncing up and down in the Super Bowl before he went onto the field, tore his Achilles. He's the 11th highest paid linebacker at $10.5 million. So you're looking at like $11 million if Anzalone wants to be a top 10 paid linebacker, which of course he deserves. The problem is, I don't think the Lions can afford to pay him. Right? You have Brian Branch's contract to deal with next offseason. Kirby Joseph's already the highest paid safety in the NFL at $21 million per year. And I think Brian Branch is just a better player than Kirby Joseph. So you're looking at $20 million for Brian Branch being added to the books here soon. Sam Laporta, same thing. Trey McBride's the highest paid. Kittle and McBride are both the highest paid tight ends in the NFL at $19 million. Would not be shocked at all if Sam Laporta's the first $20 million a year tight end. He's at least going to make 19. And then you have Jameson Williams, who, again, we can do a whole other show dedicated on whether or not Jamo's getting paid. But in terms of a top-end talent, this is someone who's one of the 15, 20-ish best wide receivers in the NFL. And amongst the guys that surround him on the list, probably has the most room to grow. It's just a matter of, hey, Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown are also on this offense, so there's just a lot of mouths to feed. But in terms of individual talent, oh my God, Jamo could be thrown into a top 10 conversation, I think, by the end of this year. And to put that in perspective with the wide receiver market, Stephon Diggs is already making $21 million a year. That's the 20th highest paid receiver in the NFL. If you think Jamo's better than Ayuk, if you think Jamo's better than Jalen Waddle, which I think he's better than both those guys are making $28 and $30 million a season. So there is a world where Jameson Williams hits the market, and he was a first-round pick, so you got the fifth-year option on him. There's a scenario where eventually Jameson Williams is a $30 million plus per year receiver, even as a wide receiver too. We've seen T. Higgins already get paid like that. Hell, Jalen Waddle got paid like that. He has every right to want $30 million. Look, my point is there's just not enough money to go around to pay someone like Alex Anzalone, who has been a glue piece for this defense, to say the least. Right? When he got hurt last season, week 12 to week 17, the Lions were 31st in DVOA defensively and 28th in EPA per play. They were a mess without him. Even without Hutch, even without Carlton Davis, I guess that happened afterwards. Even without Hutch and Derek Barnes, Alex Anzalone kind of held everything together. You know that clip of Thor in Avengers Endgame? No, Infinity War, where he's like holding together that sun, trying to make his new axe or whatever? That's like Alex Anzalone. Get it? Because he looks like Thor. Trying to hold together the Lions defense last season. And he did it. And then he got hurt, and the Lions defense looked like one of the worst defenses in the league once again. He's important to this team. Very important. That was showed last season. But I don't think he's more important than Brian Branch, Sam Laporta, or Jameson Williams. And for that reason, I just don't see how the Lions are going to pay him. And we haven't even mentioned the Hutchinson contract that is coming at some point. I don't know how the Lions are going to pay him. But if I was him, I'm looking around like, wait, you're not paying me? But Taylor Decker got paid. Aleem McNeil got paid. Kirby Joseph got paid. Derek Barnes got paid. Am I not as important to you, Brad Holmes? If I'm Alex Anzalone's representation and agent, I would tell him, you're not showing up to camp without a contract, my friend. Because they're going to be forced to pay you. Because the unfortunate circumstance is Malcolm Rodriguez is not healthy. He's still recovering from his ACL and is going to miss the first half of this season. So all of a sudden, you're inserted into a spot where a Trevor Nowaski's playing, a Stuart Guard is playing, a guy they picked up over from Indianapolis who's mostly just a special teams guy. They have a lot of guys in their linebacker depth. I don't know how much of them you trust. Certainly none of them you trust as much as you trust Alex Anzalone. I do fear that this is a situation where the Lions might be, for the first time, dealing with a contract issue, which leads me to this. The whole point of all of this is now a Super Bowl or bust season for the Lions. It's a healthy enough organization, and we've seen a couple examples, 3 examples really, in the NFC over the past decade, where if you're a well-run organization and draft well and have a coaching staff that you trust and good ownership, which I think the Lions have all those things, if you have all those things, then guess what? You will remain good. But you might have to do it with a completely different core at some point. You might have to do it with a whole new wave of players. We saw the Rams do that. We saw the Niners do that. Both of those teams have been to multiple Super Bowls. And we saw the Eagles do it most recently. I think the Lions fit that scenario. But this is the last year with all the players that you care about. All the guys that Brad Holmes has drafted, I think this is the last year that all of them are together. And when I say drafted, I kind of include Anzalone into that situation because he came over.
Yeah, he's
with
been
Dan
part
Campbell.
of the core.
Yeah, he's been part of it. So maybe drafted isn't the right word as much as it is, guys who have just been here the whole time in the Brad Holmes era, which Anzalone has. He's gotten a whole lot better since he did show up. And he's earned that new contract, like I said. But it feels like this is the first time where we're kind of sitting there with a good problem to have nonetheless, but a problem of, I just don't know if the Lions have the money to pay Alex Anzalone. And if it leads to him not showing up to camp,
that's bad.
It's bad news, man, because I don't know how the Lions are going to pay him, but if he's not going to be there without a contract, then they're kind of forced to. And then what does that imply?
They need him this year, dude.
Yeah, what does that imply then? Next year, Brian Branch, Laporta, Jamos, one of those guys not getting paid? I think.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, when you start thinking about this Alex Anzalone stuff, you almost go down a rabbit hole of like, oh God, like what does this mean then for this group of guys? Like, true or false? You're not going to be able to pay all 3 of Branch, Jamo, Laporta, whether or not Anzalone gets paid or not. One of those guys is probably not getting paid. Right?
I would love to say false, but it feels like the answer to that's true.
How, man? They have so many guys that are going to be needing big money.
Would you prioritize Branch?
Probably.
I think I would.
Branch is the best player out of that group. Now, he might be at the least valuable position.
Which would make it cheaper.
Right. So, you're right. I think that means he probably does get brought back.
Jamo probably has an argument to being the best player. Like, there's a lot of more receivers that are better than Jamo.
He has the argument to get paid the highest.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is scary.
But, like, okay, maybe best player isn't the way to put it, because I would say Laporta's a top 3 tight end and Branch is probably a top 5 safety. You can't say the same about Jamo.
Jamo's not, you're
right.
But
in terms of direct impact, like, Jamo does have that element of the other team's defensive coordinator just has to scheme for J-Mo at all times. When
Right.
he's on the field, it's a game breaker. It's a game wrecker, for sure. More so than St. Brown is, I think.
Yes, I would agree. You have to kick it down the road even further, and it's like we saw this trend of, running backs, they only get paid, in the first 4 years. They're on their rookie deal, and then you let them go. If you're a first-round guy, you get that fifth-year option, then you let them go. Is Jahmyr Gibbs a guy you want to let go?
Not right now, no.
I think we're seeing the end of that trend. Obviously, we saw that with Saquon and Derrick Henry this past year.
Those guys also got to new teams,
But what I'm saying is paying running backs worked out.
Yeah.
It's never worked out. At least not never, but in the last 10, 15 years, it hasn't.
I would say it worked out for the Niners, too, when they traded for CMC. They got to a Super Bowl. I know they didn't win
Exactly. But also, they've done that while having a quarterback on a small deal as well. We're going to see their cap situation change with Purdy being paid now. So Gibbs isn't a guy you're going to let go. You're going to want to pay him. He'll be $20 million a year. I know that's not that much compared to other positions, but it's just, man, it's scary to think about this stuff, man. And that's what makes you think it's not Super Bowl or bust because you trust this front office, you trust this coaching staff.
But there might have to be a retool.
You trust them to replenish talent. But this kind of is Super Bowl or bust, at least for this group.
There's a difference between replacing talent and adding talent. For 4 years,
I think that's a great way to put it.
For 4 years, Brad Holmes has been adding talent to the roster, and there's been no loss in the process. Now there is loss. Now you're replacing guys rather than retaining, if that makes sense. You're replacing talented players with guys you hope can become talented, rather than just replacing mediocre guys where you believe that you can turn them into talented players. It's a tough situation to be in. It really is. And, with a couple days before this deadline to get to camp, whether or not Alex Anzalone shows up, I think is by far the most interesting storyline, at least going into camp. Now, if he shows up on Saturday, this conversation was mostly useless. But at the same time,
I still don't think it means he gets paid, though, right? I think the odds of him getting a contract are quite low. A new one.
But if you and I both see that, which we called this out right when the season ended.
Right, then why would he show up?
Why would he show up? It doesn't make sense for him to show up without a new contract, if I'm being honest, unless he loves football that much, which totally could be the case. But
he probably does, yeah.
If I was Alex Anzalone's agent, I'd be like, no. Derek Barnes got paid, you're getting paid. And I this is not me being Alex Anzalone's agent. I love Derek Barnes, and I'm glad they retained him. But
Anzalone should feel he's a better player. More important to the Lions' defense, of course.
1,000%. The one I'd be the most mad about is really you paid Taylor Decker, not me? Seriously?
Yeah, it's a different situation, I feel like.
It is totally different.
When they paid Decker, it made sense.
No, it didn't. Because
he's just declined.
Had already drafted Giovanni Manu.
You're right, but he's
forever going to be Brad
harder
Holmes.
than expected.
That will forever be the Brad Holmes move I don't think I can ever comprehend.
What if Manu becomes a stud?
Then why'd you pay Taylor Decker?
Okay, whatever.
There's just no winning in that scenario if you're Brad Holmes. You made a mistake one way or another.
I don't know, because the offensive line is great, so you want to keep it good?
You gave up a third-round pick to take a guy in the fourth round.
Long-term replacement, man.
I fundamentally will never agree with
the
that.
vision.
But then why'd you give Taylor Decker an extension? It makes no sense. 989-837-6125. Hey, we've been talking about all these guys. And this Lions team is so talented. But who makes the cut for the 5 best players heading into camp? That's next here. Ben Bosscher Show, 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Great Lakes Loons are coming off 9 consecutive games at home, a homestand against the Whitecaps and the Lugnuts. Took 2 of 3 from West Michigan 2 weeks ago. Lansing took 4 of 6 from the Loons this past week, but still some great offensive performances, including Cameron Decker, who had 5 hits on the week, including 2 homers, 1 on Tuesday and 1 on Sunday. The lone Loons run on Sunday afternoon.
35-19.
Oh, as Decker swings, puts it in the air to deep left. Does he have another this week? Oh, yeah. Decker, dinger in the 9th. Loons on the board, avoid getting shut out. It's the All-Star break, so the Loons won't be in action until Friday. They're out in Dayton, Ohio to take on the Dragons. First pitch, 7:05 on the Mitt.
Hey everyone, Brad Tunney here with the Mitt. And I want to talk to you about my friends over at Maple Hill Nursery, one of the great local family-owned businesses in our region for over 40 years. Now, their specialty is in landscaping with expertise and high-quality trees, plants, and shrubs. They're also a full stocking dealer of Dairy Dew, and they've got polywood furniture. Now, I've got it all over my backyard. It's maintenance-free and long-lasting and comes in 18 different colors. Stop by Maple Hill Nursery, just 2.5 miles north of the Midland Mall on Eastman.
Fueled by wonder and powered by science. At Dow, we're imagining better things for our customers and communities. It starts with our commitment to reach carbon neutrality by 2050, designing, building, and inspiring for the world around us. Because when we wonder, the things our world needs could be just one breakthrough away. That's Dow.
A beautiful yard increases both the value of your home and the quality of your life. Commercially, landscaping creates a positive impression of your professionalism and commitment to community, customers, and employees. Cervinsky Sod has been creating and maintaining outdoor spaces for 56 years. Whether your project is residential or commercial, the team at Cervinsky Sod Services will work with you to build and meet budgets and finish the job with top quality and in a timely manner. To get a quote, call 989-835-4810 or visit CervinskySodService.com.
Detours driving you bonkers? Ideal Party Store's got your back with a Detour discount. While the Lafayette Bridge is closed, enjoy 10% off select craft beer 6-packs and 10% off 4 bottles of select wine, 750 milliliters or more, with 2 great locations, 908 North Johnson on the east side and 401 Salzburg on the west side. Ideal Party Store makes every detour worth it. Serving Bay City since 1934, we're here to make you the life of the party.
You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
(989-837-6125). Hey, before the break, I teased the 5 best lines heading into camp. I'm tabling that for a later day. Because what I really want to get to is, which college football playoff format do you prefer? No, I don't mean 12-team playoffs or 4-team playoff system. What I mean is the 2 proposed situations that are inevitably going to happen. Here's the thing. The SEC has one proposed playoff expansion. The Big Ten has another. Eventually, everybody has to agree on how the playoffs are being expanded, and they have to do that by November of this season. Otherwise, the 2026 playoffs, which I guess are the 2027 playoffs, are just going to be the 12 teams that we have now. This year, it's a 12-team playoff format, same as last year, with some minor adjustments to home field advantage and first-round buys. 2026, I guess it'd be 2027 again. After this season, we don't know what it's going to be yet, and they have to decide by November. So here are the 2 scenarios. The SEC is proposing a 16-team playoff format in the form of 5 conference champions and 11 outright bids. The Big Ten does not support this method as long as the SEC has an 8-game schedule, because they think, hey, they're just going to soften up their schedule in the non-conference, and then they're going to get as many outright bids as possible, which the SEC is saying, well, our conference schedule is harder than every other conference schedule because the SEC thinks so highly of themselves. If this would have happened last year, it would have been Boise State, Arizona State, Clemson, Oregon, and Georgia as the 5 conference champions. And the 11 outright bids would have been 4 SEC teams, 3 Big Ten teams: Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Tennessee, Indiana, Boise, SMU. I already said Boise, so not Boise again. SMU, Alabama, Miami, Ole Miss. Seems like a lot of teams to me. The Big Ten proposed expansion is 4 automatic bids for the Big Ten, 4 automatic bids for the SEC, 2 automatic bids for the Big 12, 2 automatic bids for the ACC, and 1 other team. It'd be 2 other teams, actually. I don't love that. If I had
What's
to choose
the point
one,
of conference championship games if it's 2 automatic bids per conference?
or 4 in the case of the Big Ten and the SEC.
Right.
This is the Big Ten basically saying, we don't want there to be more SEC teams in ever than the Big Ten. We want it to be even because we're even conferences. What if there's a year where the SEC or Big Ten is bad and there's not 4 teams worthy of making the playoffs? What are we just forcing a 4th Big Ten team to be in just because? You guys know how I feel about this. Both of these, I think, are idiotic. Why are we expanding the playoffs when there's clearly not even 12 teams that can win a college football playoffs by the end of the year? I would have preferred 8. I think 8 would have been the way to go, but it's clearly not going to shrink down from this, and it's only going to grow. But if I had to choose one from this group, it would be the 16-team playoff format, the 5 conference champions, and 11 outright bids.
Yeah.
Because there's no circumstance where I think, hey, this conference should get this many bids, this conference should get this many bids, this conference should get this many bids, because then we're getting away from the whole purpose of this expanded playoffs of putting the 12 best teams into the playoffs, right? If the goal is to put the 12 best teams in college football into the playoffs, this version of the college football playoffs that the Big Ten is proposing completely eliminates that. It's just, my conference is better than yours. Which, again, I'll never understand it. I don't get it. I think it's bad for the sport when everyone thinks that way.
Both of these compared to the current version of the college football playoff?
I'd rather just keep that.
Yeah. And they've already made some slight changes to it.
Yeah.
As far as the buys go and everything.
Yeah, Arizona State will not be getting a first-round bye anymore.
Yes, exactly. Like you said, I mean, the whole point of the introduction of the college football playoff years ago was to create a tournament-style playoff that wasn't just, the BCS championship and it was just 2 teams that were picked, basically. It was to get the 4 best teams in. And they, I would say, did a pretty successful job of that. Made it very clear in the final year of it with Alabama, Florida State. Yeah, they chose a better team. I think it worked out. But it was clear that expansion was needed. Florida State not making it sucked at the end of the day.
Sucked for Florida State fans. Didn't suck for anyone else. They
You're
lost
right,
their quarterback. They lost their quarterback. I don't want to hear it from them. They wouldn't have been a good team.
I agree with you. I was on the favor that Bama should have made it over Florida State. However,
Georgia was
they
the real
went
team
undefeated.
that got screwed.
They never lost. Like, what else are they supposed to do? After that year, it was made very clear that expansion was needed. But now I think that expansion has happened, all these ideas are just becoming too radical.
Correct.
And the Big Ten and SEC, who do control everything, are trying to control it into their favor. Interested to see how it all comes down. I think there is a deadline pretty soon that they have to
November
making it. Yes, and that's for 2026, correct?
2026 season, it'd be the 2027 playoffs. So
the playoff is still starts in the same year.
Yes, You're right. This year would be 25, and then they have to decide on the 26 by November.
Yes.
So I think the SEC's proposal is better. And ideally, the Big Ten gets their way, though, and Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, gives in, and the SEC does a 9-game conference schedule just like everybody else. That would be the most ideal scenario, I think.
Because that should be with the amount of teams they have.
Because the amount of, the one thing I can't stand that Greg Sankey does, our conference schedule is so much harder than everybody else's that we're going to have one less conference game. No, that's not how that works, man. You can't play Citadel. You can't have your best teams playing Citadel and then you saying you have the best schedule, which honestly you do, but you want to keep adding all these teams to your conference and calling yourselves the best conference, then you got to play within your conference and not play teams like Citadel at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Play 9 games like every other Power 4 conference. And will you probably have the hardest schedule? Yes. But you're also going to get the most teams in the playoffs more than likely most years. Again, last year it would have been 4 SEC teams, 3 Big Ten teams for the outright bids in general. So it would have been 5 SEC teams and 4 Big Ten teams if they were to have done that playoff format last year.
Yeah, it's already pretty similar to what the SEC wants.
And all the SEC wants is more teams in so they can make more money. Because every time you win a playoff game, school gets a ton of money. Conference gets a ton of money.
And even making it, too.
Yeah, even making it. So I understand that, but is it for the greater good of the sport? No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone's been looking out for the greater good of the sport for a while here. Ever since the NIL opened up. which I am pro NIL, to be clear. What I'm not pro is transfer portal being open basically year-round and everyone hopping in it. What I'm not pro is all these conferences doing whatever they can to get themselves the best case scenario in these college football playoffs, because I just don't think it's led to a fair format, and everyone's kind of looking out for themselves here. Realistically, there should be a commissioner now, or at least someone to oversee everything in the college football landscape and make decisions for every conference. Everyone's throwing around Saban. I think Saban would do a good enough job to where he wouldn't have that big SEC bias, but I could be wrong.
I don't think he probably wants to, though.
You
the whole point of him getting out of college football was because the way that things have changed. He just didn't really want to adapt to it.
And you don't think if he got presented the opportunity to kind of come save college football or just kind of be the overseer of things, make some big picture decisions, he wouldn't want to do it?
I feel like he wouldn't, no. I mean, maybe, obviously I don't know the guy, but
you don't know Nick
to me it
Saban
seems
that?
like he kind of wanted to be out of the game of college football from that perspective. Now he's on the analyst side of things.
I just don't think he wanted to be involved in the coaching because he knew that this was going to get pretty out of control.
Right.
In terms of the portal.
And he was right.
Yeah, and he was dead set right. I saw a report that someone said one of his former players, former quarterback, drawing a blank who, said he knew someone that was close to Nick Saban that said that he's talking about making a return to coaching. I think that's BS. There's no way he's coming back to coaching. Not a chance.
Go back to MSU?
I mean, you'd take him in a heartbeat, right?
He's got the J-back connection.
You'd take him in a heartbeat, right?
Duh. Everyone would.
Yeah. 989-837-6125. Let's hit the news when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show, live on a Thursday in the Great Lakes Bay region. Hey, hit that like and subscribe button if you would do so, if you're ever so kind, on the YouTube channel. We'd appreciate it a lot here on the show. So before we go to break, I do have to tell you one more thing. If you have boring floors or sad showers, Premier Tile & Stone is here to rescue your surfaces from the snooze zone. These folks turn tile into art. Kitchens, bathrooms, backsplashes, fireplace. If it holds still, they'll make it look beautiful. Locally owned in Midland, but their work looks like it belongs in a magazine that charges $15 an issue. Giant selection of fancy stuff, porcelain, ceramic, natural stone, and materials you probably can't even pronounce, but you'll definitely love them. Stop dreaming, start scheming. Visit the showroom and let your inner interior designer run wild. That's Premier Tile & Stone, where your floors get fabulous and grout gets glorious.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Ugh, the outside of my house needs a total makeover. The siding is faded, the gutters are falling off, and the roof is leaking.
What is that falling from the sky?
Super Bresky!
Who are you?
Super Bresky!
Excuse me?
I'm here to tell you, Bresky Siding and Building Repair can fix your house in no time. All you have to do is call my dad, and your house will look as good as new.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today.
At First Class Epoxy Floor and Counter, floors don't just get coated, they get a makeover. Epoxy's so tough, it shrugs off spills, stains, and even your wildest dance moves. Garages, workshops, anywhere you want a floor that's smooth, shiny, and just a little bit sassy, they handle it all with style. No more boring floors. Get ready to impress everyone who walks through the door. Slide into durability and flair. First Class Epoxy Floor and Counter, where your floors get the VIP treatment they didn't know they needed.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com.
Since 2007, the Michigan Baseball Foundation has invested over $1.8 million into our communities, supporting over 350 projects across 14 Michigan counties. From restoring Alma Little League fields to creating nature-based classrooms at the Chippewa Nature Center and enhancing accessibility at the middle of the Mitt Miracle Field, MBF is making a real difference. Every ticket to a Great Lakes Loons game helps fund these initiatives. Join us in building a stronger, more vibrant community. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Loons.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It's the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt. Hey, if you're looking to move right now, I know it's kind of creeping towards the end of the summer. I'm certainly in the process of getting a new apartment right now. But if you're looking to move, meet Matt Smith, Modern Realty, redefining real estate skills, real estate with a fresh, modern approach. Whether you're buying, selling, investing, Matt Smith delivers personalized service tailored to you. Cutting-edge marketing, local expertise, and a commitment to making your real estate experience as smooth and successful as possible. From cozy starter homes to luxury properties, they know how to find it and perfect it. Trust the team that combines innovation with real-world know-how. That is Matt Smith of Modern Realty. Let's hit the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
Okay, let's hop back into the news, Ben. We've talked about it a little bit, but the Open Championship started today. Let's take a look at the live leaderboard. Currently, 4 under, 4 players are tied for first. It's Jacob Olsen of Denmark, Haotong Lee, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Aaron Rye. Scotty Scheffler's done. He's 3 under, though. He's had a pretty good start. Rory McIlroy currently even. And then you got Shane Lowry, also of Ireland, 1 under.
Scotty had a really nice close to the round. Couple birdies, right, to close things out.
Yes.
Rory's got a chance to have a birdie right now, I believe. That drive off the tee he had on hole 5 was pretty close to the green, so it's a par 4. Wouldn't be shocked if he's 1 under after 5.
Yeah, almost killed a group of people of his home country in Ireland on the previous hole, but got out of it with a par.
Somehow saved it.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Maybe there was
Good
some kicking of the ball, get it to a good spot.
Ah, yes. Could have been.
Maybe he's purposely hitting it into the crowad. Because everyone's on his back, so they're just kind of pushing.
Out, yeah. Oh, I got to play it where it lies. Darn it. The NHL schedule came out yesterday. It is the last 82-game regular season for the foreseeable future, 84 games starting following this year.
Did we ever figure out why they were doing this? Is it money? I mean, it's usually money motivated.
No, we did figure out why, and we talked about it, but I'm forgetting why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, it had something to do with for each team's playing the same amount of games against each
against division and conference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was kind of odd. So the 2 extra games do add that. So we'll see. Something we have yet to talk about because we didn't have a show yesterday. The All-Star Game. National League beats the American League in a swing-off. I know it's old news, but I got to get your opinion on it, man. How did you feel about the All-Star Game format with the swing-off?
I didn't watch it. That's my my opinion. I didn't.
That's it?
I didn't watch the All-Star Game. I didn't watch it. I saw the Tigers did really bad, but it's just, hey, you're the one that always says, I don't care about All-Star Weekend and stuff. Stop asking for it to be good.
No, I don't say that.
It's not supposed to be good.
Right.
I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling it this year. I had better things to do.
That's how it should be. That's how All-Star Weekend should be treated. Who cares about the ratings? I already saw that this is the lowest watched All-Star game in X amount of years for the MLB. Sweet.
Yeah, if it's on, it's on. I'll probably watch it for a little bit.
Does it affect the MLB season?
I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it, though. You know?
I would totally agree. We just had another second-round pick signed. We talked about the one earlier from the 49ers. Alfred Collins agreed to a deal, and it sounded like it was going to trigger a bunch of other second-round picks in the NFL to get signed. Well, Shamar Turner and the Bears, another defensive tackle, have agreed on a 4-year rookie contract as well. So hopefully that means Tate Ratledge coming up here soon.
You'd sure hope so. Who's kind of being treated as a first-round pick at this point.
I mean, what is that? What do you mean by that?
Like, there's an expectation that you're just coming in and filling the shoes of Frank Ragnow. That's pretty first-round material to me.
Yeah, I guess so. Definitely the most important rookie for the Lions, that's for sure.
100%.
Shamar Stewart also remains the only first-round pick to be unsigned as well.
It's because the Bengals don't know how to do good business. Trey Hendrickson also just TBD on what's happening with his career.
Haven't had any Trey Hendrickson updates lately.
Yeah.
We're going to need some.
Bengals just, if there's a team, if there's an organization out there that every team should be following the blueprint for, it is certainly not the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes, I would definitely agree with you on that.
A couple of draft picks really saved their entire existence of their franchise.
I mean, that's pretty good, right? You draft good.
Yeah, but what did they... Joe Burrow went 1.01. They didn't have to do anything.
Right. Jamar Chase, though?
You mean the guy Joe Burrow told them to take?
You signed Trey Hendrickson in free agency? Yeah, I guess you're right with the Jamar stuff. I mean, it was just Joe Burrow's teammate.
Yeah, Joe Burrow said, you're taking that guy. And they said, okay, Mr. Joe, what else you want? He's like, I want T. Higgins. He's like, okay, Mr. Joe, what else you want? Offensive line. Sorry, Mr. Joe, we're out of money. Anyway.
Seems to be how the Bengals have gone, yeah. Bradley Beal, we talked about this. Buyout with the Suns. He giving back $13 million so that the Suns are able to buy him out. And he's expected to sign a 2-year deal with the LA Clippers. Ben, where do the Clippers rank as far as Western Conference teams this season upcoming?
I would take the Thunder over them. I would take...
Denver?
Yeah, I would take Denver over them.
Houston?
I would take Houston over them. I probably wouldn't take Dallas over them, but we'll see.
How about their next door neighbors, the Lakers?
No, I'd probably take the Clippers. Is LeBron a Laker? Can you guarantee that?
Yeah.
I'd probably take
Minnesota?
them 4th or 5th. Oh, yeah, I'd take Minnesota for sure. So definitely those 4 teams. Houston, OKC.
Golden State?
No, I'd probably take the Clippers still.
I think I'd take the Clippers over the Lakers and the Mavs. So probably like 4th.
Sure.
Which is where they've been the last 5 years. They just are a 4 or 5 seed losing round 1.
Same team every year.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. All right, last night we had the ESPYs, talked about the big awards. Ben wasn't happy about them. Let's run through some of the other big awards.
Who said I wasn't happy? I just said I didn't care. I didn't watch.
I mean,
no,
you weren't happy.
Oh, man. Did you see that, Rory? Oh, no.
No, I missed it.
So he had an approach shot. It bounces right towards, it's really windy. It bounces right towards the hole. Totally looks like he's about to birdie it. And then it just starts rolling.
I'm seeing it right now.
And rolling, and now
That
it's
is
like
brutal.
a guaranteed 2-putt. I thought he was going to get birdie there.
All right, let's quickly run through some other winners of ESPYs last night, just to update the people who didn't watch, like you and I. Best play. Any idea what best play would have been, just off the top of your head?
The Tyrese Halliburton no-look pass to Siakam, who threw it down in the finals on Jalen Williams.
Not bad. Saquon Barkley's backwards hurdle is the
yes.
best play. That's fair. It's the Madden cover.
Iconic.
We'll give him that.
Yeah.
Sneaking through some of these other ones. We did best athlete. Best comeback athlete was Suni Lee, USA Gymnastics.
Oh,
best
yes.
record-breaking performance.
Great comeback.
Best record-breaking performance. You got one?
Record break? What? What does that even mean? Well, I know what it means, but
yeah, what?
I don't know.
Alex Ovechkin breaking the record for all-time goals. Best college athlete in men's sports was Cooper Flagg. Best college athlete in women's sports was Juju Watkins.
Yep.
So both basketball players. We did NBA player, WNBA player, Shea and Caitlin Clark. Best NFL player, man, really glazing Saquon at the awards this year. He gets best NFL player.
What the hell does
Best
that even
MLB
mean?
player, Shohei Ohtani. Best NHL player, not Connor McDavid, it's Leon Draisaitl. And best golfer, Scottie Scheffler.
Okay.
That's the news.
Thanks for the updates, Kyle. Thanks for the updates. 989-837-6125. Still got our two traditions to close out every single show coming up. It is predicting Colin Cowherd's Open, takes over at noon, and our lock of the day. I'm going to try to really get back into it here with this pick today, because there's not a lot of sports going on, so might be taking a big swing. It's coming up next here, Ben Bosscher Show, 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It's time to remember that. With Kyle Sandel.
Presented by Matt Larson, Farm Bureau Agent, located downtown Midland. So in what is probably the weakest or deadest sports week of the calendar year, right? Baseball's in All-Star week right now, so there's really not much going on. NFL training camp is getting started this week, but not a lot of headlines there. Sounds like the perfect time to talk about golf. It's the final major of the PGA Tour season, the Open, aka the British Open. So let's talk about some potential winners here and implications as far as legacy talk goes for some of the top golfers in today's game. Obviously the big one, Scottie Scheffler, he's the favorite at every single event he's been in. Heavy favorite here at plus 300 to plus 400 across different sites. And right now, it would be his third major win if he's able to pull this off. Next year then would give him the chance to go for the Grand Slam. Now obviously he can still do that next year if he doesn't win this today, but could make it a whole lot easier on himself. And this could be back-to-back years where the same golfer wins both the PGA Championship and the Open. Xander Schauffele winning both last year, Scottie Scheffler winning the PGA Championship earlier this year, potentially, obviously, to win it this week. It really felt like it was going to be the year of Rory McIlroy following the Players Championship and the Masters, but in his own home turf in Ireland, I don't know, it seems like stakes are a bit too high for Rory to win this. So I'm going to pick Scottie to win, and if he does, we're having some serious conversations of greatest golfers in the 21st century, not named Tiger Woods. Remember that. Presented by Matt Larson, Farm Bureau Agent, located downtown Midland.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the local job market. We're here in person. And we're locally owned, so you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at Spherion.com to find your local Spherion office. Let's get to work.
Looking for the perfect golf getaway? Tee up at Sandy Ridge Golf Course, Midland's hidden gem. Whether you're a scratch golfer or just out for fun, Sandy Ridge offers a beautifully maintained 18-hole course, friendly staff, and unbeatable rates, plus a brand new clubhouse. Book your tee time today at sandyridgegolfcourse.com or call 989-631-6010. Sandy Ridge Golf Course, where great golf meets pure Michigan beauty.
Midland Eye Care wants you to know the pervasive use of technology can lead to digital eye strain, burning or tired eyes, headaches, fatigue, loss of focus, blurred or double vision. Overexposure light from electronic devices may also increase the likelihood of developing serious eye conditions such as age-related macular degeneration. To give your eyes a rest, remember 20-20-20. Every 20 minutes, take a 20-second break and look at something 20 feet away. This message brought to you by Midland Eye Care, your vision source on Eastman Road in Midland, on Cedar and Gladwin, and now on East Washington in Freeland.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think replay should be taken out of basketball entirely. I think 2 super conferences would fix college football. I think the best football, basketball, and baseball players of all time are currently playing. I think the day the Lions win the Super Bowl is going to be the greatest day of my life. I think Monty Williams sabotaged the Pistons on purpose, and you can't convince me otherwise. I think Jim Harbaugh is one of the best coaches of all time, but most definitely cheated, got caught, and ran away. And I think you should tune into the Ben Bosscher Show, fueled by Forward Energy, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.9 The Mitt if you agree with anything I just said.
Bel Air Brown, Dragon's Milk, Mad Hatter, Purple Gang, and Huma Loopalicious. These are names that let the imagination run wild and let the taste buds take a stroll. Welcome to the craft beer craze in Michigan. Bolstered by the Great Lakes and nurtured by the glacier-rich soil, here awaits a brewer's paradise. With fresh hops growing tall in the Old Mission Peninsula and fresh barley fields sweeping the mitten, Michigan ranks 5th in the nation in the number of breweries, microbreweries, and brew pubs. From Good Harbor Golden to Whitefish Bay Wheat, from Motown Lager all the way to Park Bench Porter, Michigan is serving up a frosty glass of perfection. Whether you want to take in a game with a two-hearted ale or just sit on a front porch sipping a Steelhead Red, let's tap into life at its fullest and treat ourselves to a taste that's pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
989-837-6125. It's time for our 2 traditions to close out every show. First of them being the lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, there's nothing on today. There's no baseball. There is no WNBA. We got nothing. And as the people know, we've had a terrible month of July. We're down. What are we down, Kyle? What are we down all time?
Currently, all time. Sorry, I'm getting it pulled up. You're down 8.88 units.
Okay, that's even worse than I thought.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So here's what we're going to do today. Since there are no sports on.
You're down in the week as well.
Thanks, Kyle.
Just figured I'd throw that out.
Since there are no sports on today, other than the Open, we are going to take a swing. We're trying to hit our driver as far as possible on this one in order to try to pull ourselves a little bit closer to even. All right? And once tomorrow rolls around and next week, we'll be a little bit more conservative. Just try to slowly chip away. But if we are going to take a swing and try to climb back to even, because we're going to remember our goal is to be even by the end of July. A lot of work to do. But if we're going to accomplish that goal, got to take a swing eventually, and we're doing it with the Open. I'm taking Rory to win it all. When I looked before it started, before the show started, plus 700. He's -1 right now through 5. Just had an awesome putt for birdie. You can still get him at plus 650. It's his return home. He had a terrible outing on this course in 2019 for the Open Championship and was very open about, I didn't expect this crowd to be following me. I didn't expect to be not the favorite, like betting-wise, but the favorite, the fan favorite at this event. Not something I mentally prepared for. A lot of pressure, kind of crumbled. And talks about that openly, saying I'm a lot more prepared going into this Open Championship this time around here in Northern Ireland. So I will be taking Rory. It's the year of Rory. Everyone's forgetting that. Scotty Scheffler had a nice first round. Is he done now? He's done on the day?
Yeah, he's done. And
-3.
Look, his odds to win prior to this, I think, was like -350 or -400. He's now like -250 or something.
Scheffler, he's
or plus,
plus 240.
Sorry, not minus.
He's plus 240. Rory's next at plus 650. I'm taking Rory, man. This is something special about Rory. He's back at home. He's the fan favorite. He knows how to do it off the pressure. He's got to win a second
Pressure and
Open
Rory
Championship.
in the same sentence, just it doesn't work out.
Got the monkey off his back at the Masters, man. Now he's on a revenge tour.
Yeah, I'm not going to do a Taylor fade for this because it just seems wrong. Usually it's like the near plus 100, minus 110 type bets that you do Taylor fade on, so I won't do one here.
That's fair. But do you it sounds like you're kind of out on the idea of Rory winning.
Well, yeah, I just
though.
don't think he's going to win. Now, he could. Obviously, he's second favorite, but...
Just put one right on the green from the tee box. Probably not.
I'm rooting for him. I think it'd be cool.
Though.
But this is a long-term play for you, man. You made that goal by the end of July. Got to be back to 500. It is currently July 17th, so about 2 weeks left of shows.
This would do wonders. This would do wonders
this
if
would
on
get you really
Sunday
close.
he wins. And by the way, since I started talking, down to plus 600. What did I tell you it was plus 700 pre-show? Because that's what I'm
Yes,
marking
that's what we
it
have
as.
it at.
Okay. He's down to plus 600. So there you have it. Rory McIlroy to win the Open Championship. Second Masters. Or second major of the year. All right. That is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right. With that being said, it's time to do our other tradition. What is Colin Cowherd going to open up with today? Kyle, whose turn is it to go first?
Today would be my turn to go first. Oh, man, what a tough day. It's 9 to 6.
On. I can't believe he didn't take today off, really.
I mean, we don't know that.
He comes back for 2 days and
leaves
leaves again.
He could take today off, yeah. He's been
Colin
back
Cowherd,
Tuesday,
he can
Wednesday.
do whatever he wants.
He really can do whatever he wants. Could be the worst day to have the first pick of all time.
Yeah.
What is he going to talk about? Does he talk about the ESPYs, or is that more of like a dig at ESPN, so he probably shouldn't?
He's never been afraid to talk about the other network. He used to work there. He's never been afraid.
But
usually doesn't call him by name, says the other
What's he going to do? Just say the ESPYs suck?
I'm not giving you help on this one because
why, you have one?
Not exactly, but on a day like today where you're really kind of throwing blind darts, and we, some of us have hit the blind dart days. I just don't feel like I should say anything. So whatever you want to take, man. Maybe he'll open with golf.
He actually led with MLB yesterday.
I bet it's the only time he does it the whole year.
Led with LeBron on Tuesday. There's got to be some sort of bigger picture team talk. It's just, what team does he go to? I will
what
go.
What sport does he go to? I think it's the first question.
It's probably NFL or NBA, I would assume. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to think he talks about the ESPYs.
Okay.
What else is there to talk about? I'll pick that.
Okay.
It's not.
Do you have a specific, what's he saying about
He's
the ESPYs?
He's just going to talk about, who cares about the ESPYs? I like St. Gillis, but, that's kind of where he goes.
Okay. I like it.
No, you don't.
No, you're right. I don't. Part of me wants to say, he's going to tie Von Miller into a Commanders thing, where it's
I was thinking about that, but
I don't think it's a Von Miller thing as much as it is this is their last piece to try to be a contender, or this is what puts them over the edge, is my top team in the NFC or something like that. But I don't know if he actually believes that they're the best team in the NFC. Still kind of not a ton going on in football news. It feels like that's really going to ramp up here next week once all these teams start reporting to camp. I don't think he'll do the second round pick thing that we've kind of brought up throughout the show. You know what? Let's go with Commanders. I'll go with the Commanders. Commanders, Von Miller, last piece to the puzzle.
Yeah, I could see that. If he does believe that the Commanders are maybe the best team in the NFC East or something,
this is a reason
this is
to
the
talk
leap
about
for
it.
them. Yeah, that could definitely be it.
Eagles aren't going back to back. Nobody goes back to back in that division.
You know what I was kind of thinking about? I could see a little Golden State Warriors talk going down.
Why?
Randomly. Just some Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler stuff. Ooh, what if he talks about the Clippers, though, with Beal?
Nah, it's the Clippers, man. You don't open up with the Clippers out in L.A. When you do a show in L.A., you do the Lakers first.
That's a good point.
It's the rules. I don't think he does any Saban stuff, right? I don't think so.
No, I mean, what is the Saban stuff?
That there's the report that he's potentially coming back.
No. That's not bad.
But if the answer is just no, he's not coming back, then maybe there's not enough to get a segment out of that. I don't think he ever really leads with college football. It's not really his cup of tea. He likes it, doesn't
Unless
love
it's
it.
Deion Sanders.
That's right. Or USC. That's kind of his go-tos. But, yeah, I don't know. I think Commanders is as good as anything. ESPYs is as good as anything for what he's going to open with. What's the all-time score here? 9-6?
9-6, you're up. It's been a while since either of us scored. Potential for you to get to double digits, though.
Has anybody scored this week?
No.
Oh.
Because that was guessing J-Max open, which is impossible. So hard.
I'm just every time
you
J-Max
scored last Friday with the Bronny Cooper flag thing.
Anytime J-Max on, I might just say LeBron automatically.
I mean, that happens a pretty good amount.
Is it crazy to say Collins did he lead with LeBron yesterday?
He led with LeBron 2 days ago.
I probably should have just taken LeBron again today.
But, like, there wasn't news. Yeah, exactly.
Still,
he just kind of chooses to go to it when there isn't stuff going on.
There's not news, but this LeBron to Dallas thing seems, I don't know if it's real, but there's definitely smoke.
I don't think LeBron's getting moved. I would be very shocked.
I guess. I think he likes it in LA. I'll say that. But I don't know.
I don't think he wants to leave LA.
This is uncharted territory for any athlete. Someone, top 2 player of all time, this age. I just don't really know what to expect at this point. So, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked at anything. All right. That's going to do it for us today. Big Kyle Sandals going to be calling the Loons game tomorrow. Stepping in for Johnny
Loons
V.
are back.
You excited?
I'm very excited, man.
This is your first time calling the Loons, right?
It is, yes.
Usually behind the glass, making sure we're all good. But on the road to Dayton tonight. It's going to be awesome. Happy for you. That's
Yeah, you won't be getting Midland's finest New Yorker in John Vicari, which is always tough for everybody involved. But I'll do my best to fill in for him.
You're going to do great. Excited stuff. So that is tomorrow. Loons are back. What, 7 o'clock start? 7 o'clock start. So yeah. That's tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m., as always, for a little Friday show. So hopefully we get some updates on this whole Tate Ratledge situation, Anzalone situation as well.
Some B-Tons takes.
That's right. I wasn't even going to tell the people, but hey, we got the one and only Brad Tunney on the show tomorrow, stepping in for Kyle producing. So should be some electric stuff. I guess it's by law we have to work in a little bit of Pistons by law, because him and I have disagreed very hardly, or very hard on how this Pistons offseason has went. He's like, oh, I love this Pistons team and what they've done. It's like, no, that's the season ticket holder and you talking. All right, we will be back tomorrow. Appreciate everyone tuning in. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live. 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building.